Welcome to Game Night. High school football action from a previous weekend of play.
It's homecoming here at Dothan, and a big crowd's expected. Should be a good football game. Of course, Dothan, Alan Jones, 6A, has played some tough competition, and don't look, and of course you can just see these seniors for Dothan. This is how many seniors they have on this football team. That tells me something right there.
Well, so we see the Charles Henderson captains, Mike, number 83, Justin Baker, 79. Big Chase Daring out there tonight, Mike. Number 4, Savante Davenport, and number 31, LaQuintez Reynolds.
And of course, for Dothan, captains are Eugene McElvin, number 27, number 40 is Harris Biggums, number 17 is Michael Brown, and number 81 is their wideout, and his name is James Hutchinson.
Mike, you mentioned homecoming, a big crowd, a lot of festivities, a lot of pageantry. I guess they'll do theirs at halftime. But the Trojans, Mike, just a brief comment or two, coming in here undefeated, 4-0, 3-0 in the region, really playing well last week, a penalty-free game for the most part. I think just had 2 penalties, minor penalties. And if the Trojans can come in here tonight and play mistake-free football, no turnovers and no penalties, Mike, I tell you, I really like our chances against a 6A team. What a win against a 6A would do. Of course, you know, rankings right now don't matter. It's just kind of fun. But the Trojans come in at 13 in 5A. A big win right here across, you know, the state. May get them in the top 10. That's just, like I say, that's just kind of fun to talk about and do right now. But right now, the only thing the Trojans have on their mind is this football game tonight.
Charles Henderson deferred and will, and of course Dothan will kick from the north end of the field. The Trojans will receive from the south end of the field. Of course, Dothan in their red and black, Charles Henderson in their road uniforms, orange pants with white jerseys and blue trim and with orange helmets. Of course, Dothan Tigers, a traditional power for many, many years. I played against the Dothan team in 1964. They had 2 running backs, Curtis Hillman and Tommy Wade. And boy, that was one of the best football teams I've ever played. They were just juniors, and of course we had a very good team my senior year. Won the South Alabama Championship. We ran the opening kickoff back 98 yards against them for a touchdown. They led 13-6 of the half and beat us 34-6.
Well,
that's how good a team they were.
Like you say, Dothan's played Opelika, Smith Station, Jeff Davis. Pretty rugged schedule in the 6A classification, but the Charles Henderson Trojans, Mike, have played 4 straight physical games.
Here comes the Trojans of Charles Henderson High School, coached by Hugh Fountain, and here comes the Dothan Tigers, homecoming 2007 here at Refuge Stadium. Mike Amos along with Alan Jones and our cameraman Trent Freeman, and this should be a good one as Alan Jones Dothan High School comes in here with losses to such powers as Enterprise, Opelika,
Smith Station, and Jeff
Davis. I mean, hey, this is a pretty good football team that's just run into some real tough competition.
Mike, I talked to Coach Black on Monday at the JV game. He said they looked at the film, of course, said there are a lot of athletes. They're big up front on offense and defense. One thing Dothan has done this year, now we'll see how they do tonight on their offensive game plan, but they've gone to a spread offense, really try to throw the ball around all over the field, spread the defense out. They'll still try to run it, but the Trojans, I think, a little bit of a difference as far as defense tonight after going up against 4 real physical slugfest in the trenches games. May have to really have their speed out there tonight. Again, swarming to the football as always, gang tackling, but going to have to most likely defend the pass against the spread offense. We'll see what Dothan does. The Trojans just simply need to continue what they've been doing the last 4 weeks. Ball control, ball security, eliminate penalties.
Okay, in deep safety for the Trojans is a very dangerous young man. His name is Savante Davenport. Well, no, that's not Davenport. That's Moultrie in the middle. Davenport at the bottom of your screen. And the very good Terrance Jackson, speedy Terrance Jackson, at the top of your screen. Kicking off is number 20 for Dothan. That's Brandon Knight. and we're off and going. Here's going to go right to Jackson. He can go. He can go. He turns it out and is hit on a very nice tackle there by number 91 for Dothan, Freddie Smith. I hope he doesn't play like Freddie Smith used to play at Auburn.
Well, you're right. He was a good one. Mike, Trojans with decent field position at their own 32. Everybody should be healthy from what I know, Mike. I believe everybody should be 100% unless there's just something I'm not aware of. So the Trojans come out after that fine performance last week and a big win against Valley. Again, one of the keys to that was good drives with no mistakes.
Okay, Charles Simpson never goes in a huddle. Ladies and gentlemen, you folks from Dothan that will be watching this film later on in the week. And, of course, they run their their tailback, Jackson. He goes nowhere. In fact, he is stopped for about a 2-yard loss. Coming up off the pile, number 27 for Dothan and number 66. That was 27 was McElvin, and 66 was Matthew Ward.
Mike, looks like the same starting unit. No changes that I see for the Trojan offense. I know you'll get those in just a minute.
Josh Crow and Chris Woods are the tackles. Zeb Swindle and Zay Pelton are the guards. The center is Jacobian Upsaw. He's going to throw right now. He's got him complete. This is, he fumbles, and the Dothan Tigers have recovered at the Trojan 38-yard line. So Dothan gets a break early against the Trojans, and they're going to have the football.
Well, Terrell Hill caught just kind of a hitch pass from Brent Poole and tried to make a move on the defensive back, but he stuck his helmet right on the football, and it came out. And as I just mentioned, ball security, no turnovers, I thought would be a key to this game for the Trojans going up against 6A Dothan. And right now, on the second play from scrimmage, the Trojans have turned it over. That's something they have not done the first 4 games of this season.
The worst thing you can do to a team that's 0-4 is to make them think they can beat you. Well, if Dothan gets in this end zone here, they think they can beat you. Out of the shotgun position, he's going to keep himself. He's got room. He fumbles. Now he actually tried to pitch back. A very dangerous pitch by the quarterback, number 7, Jonah Perry. And, of course, he gains 5 yards. And, boy, that was really a close call, and the Trojans almost got it.
Well, sudden change early in the game. The Trojan defense going to have to get out on the field here, Mike, and dig down deep. Like you say, we don't want Dothan to get a lead early and get that momentum.
Perry's the quarterback out of the shotgun. Double wide outs to both sides. He's going to throw right now to number 6. He's got room. He is going inside the 25 to the 20, 15, 10, 5, all the way to the 7-yard line. Devontae Davenport saves a touchdown, and the Dothan Tigers are out to practice early. An old saying by Coach Paul Bryant years ago.
Just a swing pass. They had spread the offense out, had a spread out on defense, swing pass to the back. And he got a good block, and but the main thing is he broke a tackle, Mike, and was able to get inside the 10 all the way down to the 7. So gut check time early in the game.
The center is Jacob Williamson. And out of the shotgun again. He's going to throw again. Same play, complete. And he is going to go to about the 4-yard line. On the tackle for the Trojans was number 2, and that is McLean. Charles Henderson High School of Troy undefeated on the season against the Dothan Tigers here at homecoming at Rip Hughes Stadium.
Mike, a big game for the Trojans, as I mentioned, but you're in between that emotional physical win last week. You follow coming up next week what a game that'll be, but that's you can't look ahead. You got to be prepared for tonight, and we've got to see if we can overcome that turnover.
A 3-man Trojan front. That's a little unusual down here on the goal line. He's going to turn it upfield, and he's going down. He's going down, getting him right away with Jar White, and it's good to see Jar back in the game. He went out after a nice punt return last week against Valley and did not return, but he's back in to play on a big play here tonight.
Well, 3rd and goal. What is that, Mike? From just inside the 5, so a big down right here. I don't know if Dothan would go forward. If we can hold them to a field goal, that'd be a win for the defense.
The backs of Streeter and Davis besides. And he's going to give and he's going to go down on a beautiful play by LaQuintez Reynolds, the junior linebacker. Shot the gap, and what a play, Alan Jones.
Outstanding pursuit. LaQuintez Reynolds, Mike, coming off just a headhunter type game last week on defense and offense, of course. Made some big licks. Dothan calls a timeout to talk about what they're going to do. Let's use this moment to get our sponsors in, Mike. Of course, Channel 52, Troy Crenshaw Cablevision, 22nd consecutive year. Our sponsors, once again, we appreciate it very much. Troy Bank and Trust Company, the only bank you'll ever need, with locations in Troy, Goshen, Brundage, and Ayrton, and of course also the People's Bank of Coffee County and Elba, New Brockton, and Enterprise. Bird's Drugs, Joe Watson, always a great supporter downtown Troy. Jab Sporting Goods, Marianne Grawl here. Get all of your sporting needs at Jab Sporting Goods. Town and Country Flowing, Scott and Lana Hartley. Whaley Construction Company, we appreciate Alec Whaley and all they do. Wise Off Supply, Lyle and Lane Wise, downtown Troy. Crow's Chicken on Highway 231, Robert Jones once again sponsoring the telecast, and the Trojans. Hastings Shipment and Wiggins, CPA Farm, Roy Poole Truck and Trailer Sales, Patriot Tours, and Wiley Sanders Lead Company, Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, and KW Plastics. Looks like they're going for it, Mike.
Okay, and this is a big play in this game because they make it. It is wonderful, but if they don't make it and don't put points on the boards, they'll think about this later on in the game. Trojans jump. Oh, boy, Trojans jump, and it was Daniel Hartley that jumped for the Trojans. And Daniel, your coach did not move until you see that ball move. The key is the ball.
Well, the ball was spotted just outside the 6. That'll be half the distance, so it'll be just outside the 3-yard line. That may change the play call that Dothan has. That was clearly a design delayed count to try to pick up that yardage. So let's see, Mike, if they decide to try to run it here.
Okay, they got Martin and Hutchison flanked at the bottom of your screen. And, of course, now in the I backfield is number 6, their tailback. His name is Rashard Streeter. He's going to throw, but he's in trouble. He throws, complete for a touchdown. Touchdown. And that was out of the backfield, the fullback, Leardis Davis, a junior, sneaked out of the backfield and was wide open in the end zone. And Dothan gambles and makes it.
Well, Dothan goes forward on 4th down, and like I say, they did after picking up the 3 yards, play action pass, and then hit the same back, and our linebacker just couldn't get there, Mike.
Okay, big extra point here, and the kick is good. Number 13, Brandon Huff kicked it through.
Well, a fire, you can see, put it on this sideline right here, Dothan. Homecoming. They've got Charles Henderson for their homecoming. They're fired up, Mike. They want to win. This team needs a win down here, and I'm sure they've been talking about that all week. And you see, by virtue of the turnover, giving the Tigers excellent field position in Trojan territory, they did convert and went forward on 4th down and got the pass. And so early in the game, 8.5 minutes left, Dothan jumps out front. But the Trojans made a good effort right there, Mike, made them really work to get it on 4th down. So what the offense has to do now, let's see if we can get a good return, but just settle down, don't turn the ball over, and let's see if we can answer with a drive.
Okay, and of course, number 20 kicking off for Dothan is Brandon Knight. In deep safety is Moultrie for Charles Henderson. Historic Rip Hughes Stadium here. And here he comes, and there's the kick. It's going to be right at Moultrie. He can go. He's just a sophomore. He can fly. And he is going to fight his way up to across the 30 to about the 32, where a bevy of Dothan Tigers were there to make the stop. Getting off the pile first is number 32 is Marquell McElvin, and K-Pot also for the Dothan Tigers. Okay, the Trojans will take it, start this drive at their own 31. They fumbled it away last time, and Dothan scores. You can't turn the ball over against a 6A football team that's got players like Dothan High School. This is Jackson. He's going to go down on a beautiful shoestring tackle by the linebacker, number 40, Biggins. So Biggins Jr. Made the tackle.
Well, the Trojans need some leadership right now. Got to respond to a little adversity here. And, of course, it's a long game. This is just 8 minutes still left in the first quarter. A lot of football left, but we need to settle down and execute our plays right here and try to sustain a drive.
Ahmad Brantley is the fullback. The tailback is Terrance Jackson. In motion, Sam Jones. Going to give it to Jackson, a face mask, and one call. And again, another fine play by the Dothan defense. This time the guy that made the play again was number 40, Parrish Biggins Jr. Well, no, excuse me, Jones, number 4. Well, no. I had Biggins making that tackle, so number 40. Okay, 3rd down and 8. Well, they have 48. Jones, let's give it to the man that made the tackle. We always want to identify the right person, Brandon Jones. A gain of a couple.
Mike, they really
3rd
have
down, possession down for the Trojans.
They really have it in there tight.
And the Trojans can throw the football. Here's Brent Poole. He's throwing long. It is incomplete. Looked like it might have gone right through the hands of Terrell Hill. And now the Trojan kicking team will come on the field. So the Trojans can't get much going right now offensively against the Dothan Tigers.
We ran the wheel route, and Brent tried to hit Hill coming across the middle.
I think he had Sam Jones open down the sideline.
Yeah, it looked like he did, and tried to hit Terrell and right in between the safety and the cornerback, and we just didn't connect.
Dustin Smith is the kicker for the Trojans. And it's a good snap. And a end-over-end kick could be run back. Number 2 is going to get it.
It's
a great play. Great play.
Yeah.
And it is a block in the back. That was Savante Davenport. And I tell you, Savante has been outstanding all year long. He's a great playmaker on both sides of the ball.
Well, Mike, let's see. Dustin Smith got a good leg into that one. Line of scrimmage was the 33. They spotted it, what is that, around the 32.
40. I got him about 42-yard
Yeah,
punt.
that's about right. Good. And then Savante Davenport right there to make the play, and also got blocked in the back while making the tackle, so that'll back it up. Well, let's see what's happening here.
Holding against Troy. Holding against...
Well, that's blocked in the back.
They're going to kick it again.
Well, there's our first holding penalty, first penalty of the game. Coming early, so that's a big turnaround right now. That would have backed Dothan up to their 22-yard line, and now we have to kick again here.
Yeah. Corey Dennis, a 9th grader, number 13, and ladies and gentlemen, he's only a 9th grader, the son of Steve Dennis, the athletic director at Troy, is a fine quarterback prospect. He's in the game for the Trojans.
Well, we need to
Need
to block right here.
This is Josh Crow coming in to snap it away. Number 2 is the speedster, Jermaz Thompson, a senior. And the Trojans need a big high kick here and good coverage. This one's another end-over-end kick. It's going to take a Trojan bounce, and it will bounce and roll dead right at the 33-yard line, and that's where the Dothan Tigers will take over. Dothan leads 7-0 with 6:29 left to play here in the first quarter.
Well, Dothan gained 10 yards on that second punt as a result of the holding penalty against the Trojans. That's the net effect, so you can see right there. We cannot have the turnover and cannot have the penalty and expect to beat this Dothan Tiger team. They've got players, they've got athletes, no doubt about it.
Martin and Hutchinson at the bottom of your screen, double tight end at the top of your screen. Jones will throw. He's got time. He now is going to throw deep. It is incomplete, and coming up to make a big hit for the Trojans, Alan Jones.
Number 6, Nookie Barnes, Gustavius
Nookie Barnes.
Well, Mike, we saw a little bit of that spread offense. We had good coverage. The quarterback, Perry, could not find an open receiver. until very, very late, but it looks like if we can get some pressure, we may need to have some pressure tonight. As you see, 4 wideouts.
Okay, and again, this is a spread offense if you ever seen one. Here comes number 8 around the corner, and he's going to go down on a beautiful tackle by the sophomore, Jara White. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a young man, number 8, that's only a sophomore. He played a lot last year as a freshman, and he is quite a football player, as you saw right there on your screen. A loss of a yard on the play. The running back was Brandon Martin. And, of course, now Dothan looking at a possession down, a 3rd and 11 from its own 33-yard line. The center is Jacob Williamson. Paul Zahn, another junior, is your left guard. Double tight end now at the top of your screen. High snap. They're going to leave it with number 2, and he is going to go down on a fine tackle. Let's see who it is by the Trojans. And there was Justin Cobb, number 2. No, excuse me, that was McLean.
There's McLean.
The linebacker. And, of course, McLean had been hurt and is back into action and playing very well.
All right, Mike, now a weapon for the Trojans is Savante Davenport returning punts. This punt return team can really set a wall, and Savante can find it. So let's see what kind of punting game, kicking game Dothan has here.
Jermaine Potter is the kicker. High snap. Trojans coming hard. It's a high end-over-end kick, and he's got room. He's got room. But now he fumbles it. He got back there. Man, oh, man. The Trojans are starting to self-destruct a little bit as he just barely got back to get that. And this is a senior that doesn't make those kind of mistakes. He's usually an excellent kick returner, and, of course, he's also very good at catching the football.
Well, that one kind of looked like it was kind of a knuckleball, but it was high, really high. But the Trojans, again, Mike, for the 3rd straight possession, starting at about the same place, about the 33-yard line of the Trojans. So let's see if we come out here with
okay, Crow and Woods are the tackles. Swindle and Pelton are the guards. Upshaw is the center. He's going to throw. Throws right now to Jar White. White, 35. Knocked out right at a little bit short of the 40-yard line. A gain of about 7 yards on the play.
I like that call.
And it was a very good play. And, of course, a play that is hard to defend.
Just get the football to Gerard White. Let him have a little room out there. Get some positive yardage. Get a little confidence going. Let the Trojans relax a little bit.
Okay, here we go. Give them a gain of 6 on the play. Call it 2nd and 4. High backfield, they come, and, of course, that was that
hard count.
Count, and it works almost every time. I tell you, anytime the Trojans need anything on a short yardage, they usually get it with that.
Well, that'll move the chains, Mike. That'll be a 1st down, so the Trojans pick up their first down of the game with 5 minutes left in the 1st quarter. So something positive there. A good pass, picked up a good 1st down yardage, and then, of course, the penalty. So now the Trojans looking at 1st down at their own 44.
Okay, the Trojans now will send number 3, Justin Cobb, now at the bottom of your screen. White at the top of your screen, and then the slot is, and they're going to give it to the running back, Moultrie, and he's getting big yardage across the 50 to about the 49-yard line is where they're going to spot it. A quick gain of 7 yards.
Well, again, good 1st down play, good running by Moultrie, good hole up front. So the Trojans pick up a great gain here on 1st down. That's what you want to do, have the 2nd, 3rd, and short yardage situations very manageable, and let's see if we can keep moving the chains right here and get a drive
Potter
going.
In, El Amin out for the Tigers.
5 defensive backs.
2nd down and a long 2.
3 linebackers.
He's going to throw. He's got him wide open. This is Terrance Jackson. Jackson to the 40, and he's going to go down at about the 37-yard line, and the Trojans have another 1st down.
Nice little play action bootleg that time by Poole. Did the play action to Moultrie. Terrance Jackson came out of the backfield wide open in the flat, Mike. So, again, another 1st down. Trojans really looking like hopefully now they've settled down a little bit.
And the big guy comes in. And, ladies and gentlemen, you've seen power runners. You're fixing to see one here. And number 31, LaQuintez Reynolds.
Ahmad Brantley in at fullback. Jackson goes out.
Reynolds is a big youngster. 6'1", 215. You're going to give it to him. There he goes. He got good forward lean. As of course, he got belted that time. Looked like number 1, Potter, came in to hit him pretty good and has a helmet off.
That's what Quintez
it belongs to LaQuintez Reynolds. So I tell you what, we saw a lot of helmets go off of folks last week, and we're seeing it already tonight.
But a 5-yard gain, Mike, on first down. Yeah. So that brings up 2nd and 5. Excellent play. Good forward lean by LaQuintez. Again, good blocking up front. We see 79, Chase Daring, coming in the game now.
Daring's a big one too, and of course we don't have him listed, but he's about 200.
And Chris Woods goes to the tight end position.
Okay, he's going to throw. He's got him out there, complete. This is Jar White, the sophomore, all the way to the Dothan 5-yard line, and a first down. Great throw by Brent Poole, and Poole is red hot tonight with his throwing.
Super throw, Mike. Poole just took the snap, dropped back, got it, took the perfect drop, looked like a 3-step drop, got his feet set, planted, and threw a bullet to Gerard White coming across on the post. Gerard reached up, caught it with his hands, and got it all the way down now. Let's call it just outside the 5. We'll call it at the 6.
Lorenzo Capehart saved the touchdown. First and goal for the Trojans. They're going to give it to their running back, Reynolds, and there he goes. Look there, and of course they're trying to push him through there. He made it to about the 1. Good gang tackling by the Dothan Tigers. Getting up off the pile was number 40, and number 1, Potter, was there, but also Bigham. Paris Biggums Jr. That's quite a name.
2nd and goal,
good
Mike, from the 1.
Player.
The Trojans have got to get this in the end zone. Just no mistakes. Yeah. Get up there and concentrate and just run your play.
There's no question to me who should get the football. And, well, had the quarterback sneak for the touchdown. And, of course, Brent Poole's a pretty big kid himself at 6'2", 205 pounds. As you hear the Trojan fight song across the way, the Trojans of Troy are on the board.
Mike, excellent response, great response by the Trojan offense that time. No mistakes, as you saw, no penalty, ball security, picked up first downs. But the key to that drive, Mike, was good gains, good yardage on first downs, and left us with some good conversion opportunities.
A 68-yard drive, snap back, touchdown to kick it up. He drills it. He drills it. Good snap, good hold by Sam Jones.
Daniel Hartley. Go ahead, Mike.
Dustin Smith drills it.
And Daniel Hartley with an excellent snap. So Hartley to Jones, and then Dustin Smith boots it through. So the Trojans now, new ball game with 2 minutes, 22 seconds left, tied up 7-7. So, again, a good and much needed production from the offense. And they went 67 yards, Mike, on that drive. It started at the Trojan 33. And another good mix, a good balance of run, pass, and, of course, a big play, that pass over the middle to Gerard White, took it all the way down to the 5. And then, as you say, just banged it in, and then the quarterback sneak got the touchdown.
New ball game. Of course, I've noticed here, are we still on there? Show the Dothan cheerleaders. They've got 2 groups of them. I know these folks down here, and, of course, are standing in front of the Dothan band. Of course, both bands down here, Dothan and Northview, have excellent bands. And, of course, down here, another group of cheerleaders. And I like this. Let the junior varsity cheerleaders be a part of the varsity game, too. And I think that's great. And, of course, it's all about participation. They got about 200 members in the band there. It's talking about having kids with a school with a lot of things for kids to do. And that's what they got right here at Dothan High School. Okay, preparing to kick off is Dustin Smith. And, of course, a good drive, as Alan Jones mentioned, 67 yards with Brent Poole sneaking it in from a yard out.
All right, a good kick from Dustin Smith. Good coverage, Mike. These return guys from Dothan can really run with the football.
And he is a good kicker, and he kicks it to the coffin corner, and hopefully he touched it.
He did.
Yeah, he did. It's going to be placed out of bounds on the 4-yard line. And you Dothan folks, I know you're watching this show, but of course we're for Troy. We're orange and blue all the way. But we're gonna call this game as fairly as we possibly can without being too prejudiced. But we're glad to see that ball roll out of bounds on the 3-yard line.
Well, Dustin Smith with a good kick, an angle kick that they work on all the time, and just mishandled a little bit, kind of muffed by the return man, and went out of bounds. So Dothan now having to start over, a little bit of a difference now with the game tied.
Trojans now are in a 5-man front. Double wideouts again for the Dothan Tigers. They throw almost every down. They'll throw from here. They throwing. He got it. He got it, and he breaks away. He is on his feet at the 35. He's going to go 40, 45. One man can get him. One man got a shot, and he won't get him. Touchdown, Dothan High School. A 97-yard touchdown pass from quarterback Jonah Perry to Jermaine Potter. And Potter broke the tackle, and there he is right there. Get a good look at him as he comes off the field. He's a big kid that can run. And now, quickly, the Dothan Tigers are back on 97 yards. Ladies and gentlemen, on the pass. Kicking it is number 17, or 13, excuse me. And he kicks it through. It wasn't pretty, but it went through by Brandon Huff, and we've got a 14-7 game.
Mike, I tell you, 97 yards, and that was a pass to that receiver. He just ran out in there in the zone area, found his zone. But looking back when you watch the replay, we had coverage, and the receiver just made a good play. I tell you what he did. He got his body in a position to kind of shield off our defensive back, made a good catch with his hands, broke that immediate tackle, and then our safety got blocked, and then he was off to the races, all the way 97 yards. So, man, what a shocking play. But give Dothan credit. They stayed with their offense right there, came out throwing, but the Trojans, Mike, you can't give up those kind of touchdowns, obviously, and
well, it should tell them they've got to lock up. I mean, hey, you can hit them hard, but if you don't lock up, they'll bounce off of you and run for a touchdown. And that's exactly what Jermaine Potter did.
Well, we talked about it. We're going to see passing most of the night. They're going to mix up some runs, but this is their primary game plan. We're going to have to defend the pass.
2:02 gone in the left to play here in the first quarter, and we've got a 14-7 lead. Here's a kick going right at Jackson. Jackson looking for room, and he is going to power his way. Look at him go. He almost broke that. Right at the 40-yard line. He had one guy. If 32 doesn't hold on, and I mean hold on, McElvin, Alan Jones, he's off to the races.
Hard, tough running, and a good wedge right there by the return team to get it on out in good field position for the Trojans. But I mean, man, when you talk about sudden change, I'm telling you, I'm sitting here smiling, thinking we're going to hold them, back them up, have great field position, right. And suddenly, out of nowhere comes a pass. But the key there was a broken tackle in open field, and that led to the touchdown.
Okay, the Trojans come out with Savante Davenport at the bottom of your screen. Jarrell White at the top of your screen. In motion is Sam Jones. He's going to throw. And he's going away. He's way over the head of Jarrell White. That time the defensive back, Jeremiah Thompson, was Johnny on the spot for the Dothan Tigers as he would not let him run by him.
Well, you'll see this defense, Mike. They're going to, our last possession, they had 3 linebackers, 4 defensive backs, 4 men up front. Looks like that's what they're going to be in right here. So let's see if we can find some open lanes on the passing plays, throw underneath, let our receivers run with it, and of course that should help open up some running lanes as well.
We've got a timeout, an official timeout, and of course let's see what the situation is. Evidently it's the sideline warning, and of course the next time they'll have to throw a flag. I don't know how many warnings they get, but I think it's a good call. You know, I mean, in fact, later on in the game, Charles Henderson will probably get the same call against them. It's hard when you get excited to not want to be on that field. Mike Amos, along with Alan Jones from beautiful Rip Hughes Stadium in Dothan, Alabama, where Dothan Tigers had the lead. Here comes Moultrie. Moultrie is going to go down behind the line. In fact, all the way back to his own 36-yard line, shooting the gap that time.
Well,
Brandon Jones, and we've called his name out several times.
Tried the quick pitch again. We ran that one time last week, and it got stopped by Valley, so we tried it again. Looked like Dothan had seen that on film. They were ready. Must have been 6 or 7 Dothan players right there to stop that for the loss.
Dothan in a 4-man front. The linebackers, of course, are Greer, Biggums, and Jones. Trojans wideouts at both sides. In motion is Sam Jones. Brent Poole, now we've got a call, and let's see what it's going to be. Somebody must have been in the neutral zone. Let's see what it's going to be. And it was an illegal procedure against the Trojans.
Mike, we may not have had, I didn't see any movement. We may not have had 7 men up on the line of scrimmage. Would be the only thing I can think of.
That's probably what it was. Okay, now the Trojans look at 3rd and 20 on a possession down. And Dothan's trying to get some players on the field. They better be careful here. They might have too many on the field. See, they got 4. They've got 5. They got too many men. Well, no, they're fine. They're fine. Here we go. On the possession down. This is for Poole. He's going to go down. Number 93 for Dothan, Demetrius Borders, came in to sack the quarterback. In fact, Alan, that's one of the few times that Brent Poole has been sacked all year long.
I think that's the 2nd sack of the year, Mike. The offensive line is really protected, but in an obvious passing situation, Dothan just pinned the ears back and came after Poole, and he just didn't. The routes weren't. They had to get long, deep routes, weren't able to develop.
Okay, no really wind at all right now in the stadium. Good snap. Smith will kick it, and he kicks a beauty, taking the kicker back all the way to the 30-yard line, and he's coming upfield. And he's finally going down around the 47-yard line of the Trojans. So good return by Jermez Thompson, the kick returner.
Well, Dustin Smith spiraled that one, turned it over, and it was such a long kick, Mike. Kind of the coverage wasn't able to get there, but Dothan's return did a good job just stuffing us at the line, and we couldn't get downfield on that.
A 24-yard return, and of course quarterback Jonah Perry comes in to lead the attack. Trip wide out at the bottom of the screen. He's going to throw. He's throwing right now. Beautiful catch. A diving catch by number 6, Rashard Streeter. And a gain of 5 yards on the play. And that ends the first quarter of play with the score. Dothan 14, Charles Henderson of Troy 7. We'll be back to Rip Hughes Stadium in Dothan for the second quarter in just a moment. Back to play here at Rip Hughes Stadium as the Dothan Tigers have really played a good football game tonight against undefeated Charles Henderson. Of course, Charles Henderson 5A, Dothan 6A. Again, double wideouts at your top and the bottom of your screen. Jones is going to keep himself. He's going to go down. What a play by Justin Cobb, who shot the gap for the Trojans to nail him for about a 2-yard loss.
Good play by Justin Cobb. He plays hard every snap. Mike, we were talking near the timeout. I'm telling you, this is going to require the Trojans have got to find it themselves right now, dig down deep, find that intensity, that passion. They're playing against a team right now highly motivated and believing they can win this game.
Justin Cobb. And he runs option, runs it nicely, but there's Reynolds, and he's going to go down right at the line of scrimmage. Good play by the Trojans. Good call by Dothan on a 4th down, and their kicking team will come onto the field, I do believe. I don't think they're going to gamble here. If they do, I'll be very surprised.
Well, a good stop by the Trojan defense, it looks like. Really needed to get the ball back, trailing 14-7. Certainly don't need Dothan to get any more points at this stage of the game. And so good series that time by the Trojan defense.
The snapper back is number 89 for Dothan. That's David Tucker, a sophomore. We'll snap it back. Of course, Jermaine Potter will do the kicking. Back to receive it is Savante Davenport. A good high kick. He'll have to get away from it. It's going to take a Dothan bounce, though, and lay dead right at the 20-yard line, and that's where the Trojans will take over. Charles Henderson trails the Dothan Tigers 14-7 with 10:25 left to play here in the first half.
Trent, put it on our cheerleaders real quick over there. See the Charles Henderson Blue Machine Marching Band trying to get the crowd and the players fired up. We appreciate that. Our cheerleaders do a great job. Katie Farmer, Jill Jennings, Rachel Brown, Hannah Spann, Marley Wilkes, Whitley Mullis, and Kelsey Miner.
Okay, the Trojans come in. Going over the football is Jacoby and Upshaw. Pelton and Swindle are the guards. The tackles are Crow and Woods. The flanker at the bottom of your screen is Jar White and Sam Jones at the top of your screen. The quarterback is Brent Poole. The running backs are Brantley and Jackson.
We only have 10 men on the field.
Whoa. Somebody forgot to play on offense.
Let's count them. 1, 2, 3.
That's right.
10, yeah.
Somebody's still not on the field. Let's see who the guy was that was supposed to be on the field that wasn't there.
Well, we rotate in a lot of receivers. Something happened there. We just didn't have the personnel there, so we wisely used a timeout so we didn't get penalized.
Here comes number 11, and that is Ladarius Sanchez as a wide receiver.
Mike, a beautiful stadium down here, Rip Hughes Stadium. I remember coming down here for when back then Troy State used to play a lot of big games down here.
Did. Seen a lot of big games down here. And of course, always like to come to Dothan. Dothan's a great Troy town.
It is.
We appreciate them so much. And, of course, we want to mention tomorrow night at Movie Gallery Veterans Stadium in Troy, the Trojans of Troy, 2-2 on the season, go up against Louisiana Monroe in a good football game, a big Sun Belt Conference game. Of course, you folks from the Dothan area, we love for you to be in Troy for all our home football games. Okay, 1st and 10 from their own 20. Brent Pooh's going to give to Jackson. He's going to go down. But wait a minute, no, Pooh's got it. Pooh's got it. It's a foot race. Pooh 40, 35, 30, 35, 20, 10, 15, 5. Touchdown. Boy, what a play. 80 yards. And you know, we talked on the Hugh Fountain show last night. Why don't you leave it with him? It's been open, and man, he left it with him, faked everybody off. And you know, I said, make sure the guy that he's faking to really runs out his fake, and Jackson did a great job.
We'll have to ask Trent. Trent, we got faked out. What about you?
Did you get it?
Did you pick him up down here later? Well, what a great call and a great job by Brent Poole.
And you know what? It made it even more impressive.
Let's get this extra point here.
Jones will hold. Smith will kick it. Good snap. Placed down. Kicks up. And it is through. So, with 10-11 left to play here in the first half, it's all knotted up.
Keep
Troy
it on the
14,
Trojan sideline.
Dothan 14.
Put it on the sideline over there. Got some fire now. Got some excitement, some
And you know what I liked
passion.
about Brent Poole was, hey, he got faster as he went.
Brent,
you know what I mean?
Brent, well, you've been talking about it. Brent can run, but I tell you, Mike, obviously what made the play was the fake.
Yeah, and he went down when he went down.
Listen, the entire Dothan defense went after the running back, and he made a great fake, carried it out, and Poole just kept it. And
let me
here
tell
he
you
came
this,
down the
I
sideline.
commend the officiating crew for not
blowing the whistle.
Blowing the whistle. Yeah. And it could have easily happened. I used to officiate. It's happened to me. In fact, I was doing a game between Brantley and Luverne one night, and the Luverne guy dove. You know how they used to for short yardage, they just dive over the top. Well, this kid dove over the top. And I was the umpire. I blew it dead as the quarterback was crossing the end zone.
And that play, you know, it could have been designed to where Poole keeps it, but Mike, basically that's a read by the quarterback. Under most circumstances, he'll read it. He saw, I believe Poole will tell you, he saw the defense collapse, pulled it out, and there was just nobody there. Then one defensive back tried to get him, and Poole just outright.
I know it made a great effort for him, but yeah.
Did you get him going in the end zone? Okay, good deal.
And of course, again, officiating crew not without an inadvertent whistle on that play is really doing a great job. Smith will kick. And it's going to go all the way to the 2-yard line, and there's Speedster Thompson. And he is going down on that time I think he ran into his own player, Number 20 for Charles Henderson was there, and that was Justin Davis, only a 9th grader. I'm glad to see Justin out there. He's going to be quite a player one day.
Well, Mike, I think you're right. He hit his own player, but the reason he did is Justin Davis stood him up and knocked him back into the return man. So,
Justin Davis, you're going to be a football player, believe you me, one day, son, if you're not already one.
Yeah, credit Justin Davis with that tackle. But now we got to stop this offense of Dothan.
Hartley and Salmon, Cobb and Youngblood. He's going to run. He's got room. He is going to go down on a nice open field tackle by Jarrell White. And, of course, Youngblood came in a tad late, but Jarrell White, the fine sophomore. And ladies and gentlemen, you folks from Dothan, remember that name, Jarrell White, number 8 for the Trojans. He is quite a football player.
Well, let's call it a gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
Boy, it looked like it had a lot more room than that, didn't it?
Well, he did, but Jarrell White right there made a good tackle.
Okay, the center, going over the center is Jacob Williamson. On a 2nd and a fumble. Dropped the snap, and, of course, in there quickly for the Trojans was Hartley and number 22, Alan Jones. Antonio Youngblood, all the way from his defensive end position, was awfully quick on that play.
Well, the Trojans, I think, ought to have the adrenaline flowing now and the juices flowing and be ready. Mike, what is Perry? Is he a senior?
Perry is a senior.
Okay, their quarterback. Fine-looking athlete. Big down right here.
Possession down here. He's going to throw. Here comes the Trojans, and they're going to put pressure on him. He's throwing long. It is intercepted. Intercepted at the 45-yard line. Savante Davenport went a mile high to get that one.
Boy, you're talking about catching it at his highest point, but Savante had number 6, who has already made some great catches in this game for Dothan, but Savante had him covered. He had time, but Mike, the key was we got some pressure. He had to scramble. I know it looked like Hartley was there and somebody else was putting pressure. Might have been Cobb, and he had to throw on the run, overthrew his receiver a little bit, and Davenport right there. Now the Trojans in business inside Tiger territory at their 41-yard line.
Dothan trying to right now they've got 12 men on the field now, and one comes off, so now they're set. Here comes the Trojans. Terrell Hill, the senior, at the bottom of your screen, along with the senior Sam Jones. At the top of your screen, Jarrell White. Brantley, and they're going to give to Moultrie. Moultrie, the quick one, to the 40. Moultrie is fighting his way to about the 37, 38-yard line. They're going to spot it right at the 38. And of course, a quick 8 yards on the play. And, of course, Moultrie, a sophomore, only 145 pounds, soaking wet.
Good blocking up front.
But he got some punch.
Mike Logan East, number 72, in at right guard, along and good block up front up there.
And I watched the film last week. I thought Logan East did a great job.
Chris Wood, 78, of course, Upshaw at center. Swindle at left guard and Crow at left tackle. Good job that time by the line. 8-yard gain.
Jackson and Moultrie. This is Moultrie. He got his first down, hitting the hole awfully quick, running behind Crow, Josh Crow at left tackle, and I think it was Sam Jones, the tight end at that end. And, of course, also Swindle on that.
I don't know. I think he might have been on this side, Mike. I know Terrance Jackson had a good lead block out there.
They ran it back to the weak side then. That's what they did.
Had a good, I think that's right. But Terrance Jackson had a good lead block out there on the corner and moving the chains now.
Okay, Dothan, of course, setting up in a 5-man front. We talked about those linebackers, Greer, Biggums, and Brandon Jones, all the linebackers. They're playing up tight, and this Trojan team can throw now, I'm telling you. They're up awfully tight, but they're going to give it to Jackson. If you break, now we've got a flag.
We moved.
And,
we weren't set.
Looks like hopefully that will be the call instead of a holding call. Let's see what it be, whether it be 5 or 10.
Well, the referee back there didn't call it, but we moved.
I've been impressed with this officiating crew so far. They really do a good job.
Well, we just didn't get set on that and trying to maybe hurry up and run it, which is good. I kind of like getting up there running the play quick.
Big 99 comes in the game, Chris Wingham for the Dothan Tigers.
But, Mike, what we don't want to have is we scored on the last time. We had a penalty-free drive. This time we have a penalty, backs us up, 1st and 15.
7:26 left to play here in the first half, and we've had a lot of scoring, a lot of excitement. 2 big runs, 197 yards for Dothan, and an 80-yard touchdown run for Troy. He's going to throw. He's got him out there. Let's see it. Like he got it.
He got
it. He got it right at the 21-yard line. Justin Cobb, man, over his left shoulder. Allen, it was a great catch.
And I tell you, Brent Poole had to throw the football with at least one, maybe two defenders, Mike, in his face, dropping back, and he kind of had to throw it off his back foot. But Poole's got such a strong arm, he laid it out there right beautifully for Justin Cobb, who hauled it in and picked up the big first down on 1st and 15.
Well, right now, Dothan has pretty much 9 kids in the box, and of course, right now, Charles Simpson is taking advantage of it by throwing it downfield. Now we got a flag, and let's see what this is going to be. What call this will be?
Well, it took us a long time to get the snap after we got the play signaled in, and I'm afraid we jumped again. We just
offside. Wait a minute. Charles Simpson was in the neutral zone.
Okay, well,
boy, I tell you, you know how to line up now.
That's the second straight penalty now on this drive, and this is something we've got to eliminate. You've got a drive going, just picked up a first down. You've got to concentrate, do your assignment, and line up correctly. Don't make a penalty. We're going backwards.
1st and 15 from the Trojans' own 26-yard line. They've got to go to their own 11-yard line for first down.
Jar White in at a tight end now, Mike.
Or excuse me, to the Dothan 11-yard line for the first down. He's going to keep again. He's wide open. He's got a block by Jones.
Oh, he ran.
And he ran the wrong way, but he got good yardage on the play. Jones was trying to kick his man out, and it looked like instead of turning in, he ran out, and the defender, who did a good job to make the play, because that had touchdown written all over it across the way. It looked like number 29 for Dothan. And his name is Rico James.
Well, you're right. Jones had him blocked. But, Brent, I tell you, what a good run. Mike, it's now 2nd and 3, so that was a 12-yard gain. So
let me tell you, when you've got tailbacks like Reynolds and Jackson, people are going to go to them. When they see that ball stuck in their belly, that's who they're going to. Going to leave it with Reynolds, and he's going to fight his way to close to first down yardage. In fact, he got hit awfully hard by number 40. And boy, he is a hitter. His name is Paris Biggums Jr.
I tell you what, Mike, is getting physical in that in the trenches where the big guys roam. And I'm telling you, Chris Woods, Zay Pelton, Jacobian Upshaw, Zeb Swindle, Josh Crow right now up front for the Trojans.
Yeah.
Short, third, and less than a yard.
In fact, this
big
is another,
down.
To me, if no one lines up head on the center, but they do this time.
No mistake.
He's going to give it to him again. There he goes. The big guy got the first down, and he got hit again.
Well, they're cutting
and that was
knees.
Biggums again. Boy, what a hitter. No, in number 48. No, excuse me, that was 10.
Well, somebody.
Capehart, and also 48, Brandon Jones making the tackle.
Well, what a key drive this would be, Mike. 6 minutes, 19 seconds left in the half. Trojans have come back twice now. Down 7-0 and 14-7 to tie it up 14-14. The first opportunity to take a lead in this football game.
Of course, this was set up by interception by Savante Davenport. All right, now they get him on the hard count.
Excellent job by the offense. That'll pick up 5. Mike is 1st and goal, so the Trojans cannot make a first down. Ball is right, the line of scrimmage right at the 9. That'll move it to the 4.5-yard line. The Trojans really, with first down and goal from the 4.5, can call just about whatever play they want to do right here. You got 4 downs to try to knock it in from 4 yards out.
Okay, big play here. And that was a big penalty as they went half a distance to the goal. Well, actually.
But as you know, this is where you get up there and concentrate. Don't make a mistake. Push.
You got one of the toughest football players in the state of Alabama, number 31 at tailback. You give it to him. That's what you do. There he goes right there. Look at him go, ladies and gentlemen. The kid is strong, but another fine play. Capehart knocked him out of bounds. And, of course, I tell you what, when you knock Reynolds backwards, you're doing a pretty good job. Greer and Capehart were on the tackle.
Well, the Trojans went off the left side. Tigers stacked it up fairly good, Mike, and Reynolds tried to take it out.
Yeah.
Picked up maybe a yard.
course, Reynolds is a fine football player, and of course, you can go in pretty tight on this.
Back out right now. Let's see what happens.
Got to push him. That's right, and he
got to keep driving. He's in there.
Touchdown! He kept going. Who was that?
Brent Poole, quarterback sneak.
Brent Poole kept his legs moving, and he's in the end zone for a touchdown. What an effort! And Poole has scored his second touchdown of the night.
Mike, quarterback sneak from about, let's look at it, right at 3 yards. We just got up there and lined up and got a great line surge, but he got hit at about the 1, and Poole just kept driving. And of course, he got some help from the running backs pushing him, and Poole kept spinning, and when he got it in there. Here we go.
Sam Jones will hold. Good snap. Placed down, and they put it through. They're not real pretty, but they're all going through tonight. 21-14, the Trojans lead with 5:15 left to play here in the ball game. And of course, the big interception by Savante Davenport got it all going.
That's right. And again, let's credit the defensive pressure on Perry that forced, I believe, the bad throw. And a Savante Davenport, what a player he is, there to go up high and get it. Gave the Trojans excellent field position. Mike, I think we said, what was that, right about the Tiger 48-yard line. Yeah. So a 48-yard drive. The Trojans overcame. I tell you what is good about it. They overcame 2 illegal procedure penalties, 5-yard variety, and each time responded and converted and moved the chains until we got down there at the goal line. So a good drive, and the Trojans now have taken the lead with 21 points. With 5 minutes, 15 seconds left. What a ball game. What a first half.
No question about it. And you and I talked about this Dothan team. Of course, the same scenario last year. Dothan comes into Movie Gallery Veterans Stadium last year. Trojans are undefeated. Dothan hasn't won a game, and Dothan comes from behind after the Trojans scored 21 early points and beats the Trojans 30-21.
That's right.
And we still got a great football game here tonight. Homecoming at Dothan High School. And a big crowd watching the game tonight. Here's the kick, and it's going to be one of those short kicks taken by, fumbling away, and there it goes down. Good job by number 34 for Charles Henderson making the play with Gregory Gaucher. Comes down and makes a big play on the kicking.
Mike, who's number 40? Is that 48? Let's call his name
48 is Billy Neal.
Good coverage that time by the kickoff team. All right, this is a pivotal possession here for both teams, and Dothan trying to hurry up. Trojans not set. Here we go. Somebody moved.
Got somebody in the neutral zone, and it could be the Trojans. Let's see. No, they're going to call against Dothan, I believe.
I don't know.
Yeah. Illegal procedure against the Tigers.
They were trying to hurry and run it before we got set, and somebody evidently moved in there.
As long as that referee whistles that ball in play, hey, I was watching a game, a middle school game the other night, and one team was on the sideline, and the referee blew it in play, and I mean they could have run the ball for a long touchdown because nobody was on the field.
Ball on the Tiger 20, 1st and 15.
Okay, number 8. Martin is at the top of your screen. They're going to throw that way, it looks like. He's going to throw long. It is complete. Wait a minute. Let's see who came down with it. And number 81, what a fine catch, James Hutcherson.
I tell you, it wasn't bad coverage by number 1, Myron Flowers, but 81, Mike, just went up there and got the football. So give him credit, a good catch.
Let's look at the Trojans defensively. Of course, Jarrell White and Antonio Youngblood are the ends. Hartley and Brian Salmon are the tackles, and Justin Cobb. Going to throw. That time he threw it in the ground.
Miscommunication.
And I tell you what, whoever put this spread offense in for Dothan has done a good job. They're executing very well. 3rd down, possession down for Dothan at their own 30.
Mike, the defensive backs, Demetrius Haynes, 33. Nookie Barnes, number 6, Savante Davenport, number 4, and Myron Flowers, number 1. And, of course, the linebackers were Quintez Reynolds, 31, and Darius McLean, number 2.
Okay, here we go. Big 3rd down. They're going to leave it with number 6, and he is going to go down. Justin Cobb. And let's see on the bottom. I believe it is McLean. Let's see.
Darius McLean playing a good ball game tonight.
Sure is.
But you're right, Cobb gets up along with Darius McLean. So that's another good stop by the Trojans,
No
Mike.
question about it.
Of course, that penalty, there we go, the penalty against the Tigers on before they even snapped the ball, made it 1st and 15, really hurt them. So,
no question about it.
all right, we need a good return here. I want to see Savante or Gerard White, who's also deep.
And he's a good kick returner. This time a high end-over-end kick. Fair catch being made and caught by Gerard White at the 45. It would be good field position for the Trojans as they'll take over with 3:43 left to play here in the half. They lead 21-14 over the Dothan Tigers. We'll be back to Movie Gallery Veterans Stadium in just a moment. Play here, and yes, it is not Movie Gallery Stadium. It is Rip Hughes Stadium in Dothan. We call a lot of games at Movie Gallery Veterans Stadium, and sorry about that. High backfield behind Brent Poole. He's going to give it to Moultrie on the reverse. And he is going to turn it upfield and go out of bounds at about the 47-yard line of the Dothan Tigers.
I tell you what, Mike, Charles Henderson, coaching staff, Coach Hugh Fountain, Brad Rhodes, Phillip Jones, Brandon King, Travis Shepard, all on that offensive set, really mixing it up. That time throwing everything at Dothan, that time the reverse.
Rico James stayed at home, thank goodness for Dothan, as he held it to an 8-yard gain. Going to leave it with Jackson this time. There he goes. There he goes. The power, and now we're going to bring it back, I believe. And way, way, way behind the play was the flag thrown.
Man, oh man, that's going to have to be a hold. I'm afraid we'll wait and see, but it's thrown in there where it always is, and it is holding after a
very nice
10,
run.
20, almost a 20-yard gain. Trojans would have been driving. Going to have to overcome a holding penalty. What a run by Terrance Jackson. I tell you, he exploded through there once he found that hole.
Yeah, I tell you what, you got, I don't know what you call these guys, but one of them is big and fast. The other one is big and strong and fast. Both of them are fine athletes. We're talking about Jackson and Reynolds.
Well, holding as much as a mental mistake as anything, Mike. With our backs, you don't have to hold. Just stay on your man and tie him up, and our backs will find the hole. So big mistake there to commit a bad holding penalty at a crucial time.
Dothan in a 4-man front. Of course, the ends are Borders and number 27, McElvin. Linebackers, of course, are Greer, Biggums, and Jones. He's going to give it to Jackson. Jackson is breaking away, but going down right at midfield. So now the Trojans are looking at 3rd down and a long 6.
All right, let's see.
And a Dothan player is injured on the play.
Mike, let's again real quick get our sponsors. Troy Bank and Trust Company, Burrs Drugs, Jeb Sporting Goods, Town and Country Flooring, Whaley Construction Company, Wise Off Supply, Crow's Chicken on Highway 231, Hastings Shipment and Wiggins, Roy Poole Truck and Trailer Sales, Patriot Tours, and Wiley Sanders Lead Company, Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, and KW Plastics.
And, of course, we appreciate all those sponsors for bringing us Charleston's football.
Trent, let's get, since Mike, you mentioned Dothan is going to share in watching this.
Yeah, take a look at that great group of
kids.
Let's
get there. Let's look. We've always said we admire and respect any young man wearing a football uniform and a helmet. Let's show Dothan's sideline, and then let's
and we know what you young men have gone through. I'll tell
Trent,
you worked hard.
Get the Trojans after you get Dothan's players here. And the player gets a big hand, number 10.
Of course, he played a good ball game. This is Lorenzo Capehart. He's been usually making all the contact tonight, but he got a little contact on himself that time.
All right, Mike, this could be a big play right here in this game. Whoever does something right here before half could really have a lot of momentum. There's plenty of time, 3 minutes left
Coach
in the half.
Scribble is the coach at Dothan in his 2nd year. Okay, possession down here. There's a little breeze now starting to pick up here. He's going to throw. He's got him. Oh, he threw behind him. Pretty good route by Jar White, but Brent Poole missed him, and the Trojan kicking team will come on the field. So good defensive stand that time by Dothan. And with 2:37 left, Charles Henderson will kick it away.
Well, Gerard White went a little deeper on that route. Had to wait a little bit longer throw, just miscommunicated.
Yeah. Up here with us tonight, my good friend, my very good friend, Chris Nottleman. And, of course, ladies and gentlemen, Pennzoil 10-Minute Lube, one of the great businesses in Troy on the bypass. Good snap. And he's going to kick it, going to be a good one to run back. But now he's going to take a bounce. He touches it. This ball is going to roll out of bounds at the 1-yard line. Let's see. Right here in the 1.5-yard line, or just shy of the 2-yard line. And that was not a very smart move by Jamez Thompson, the senior. He should have let that ball roll in the end zone.
Mike, 2.5 minutes in the first half. I believe, help me think now. I believe the Trojans have all 3 timeouts. I don't think we used the timeout. So 2.5 minutes. Dothan backed up deep.
Diet Coke. No.
All right, here we go.
Okay. First and 10 from the 2-yard line. And they're going to throw out of the backfield the same way again. And he is going to fight his way out. Good running that time. And a tough hit that time by number 9 for the Trojans. That's Trey Thomas. But a good run by number 6. That's the receiver, Rashad Streeter.
That shows you some confidence that Dothan has in their passing. Throw out of your end zone like that in high school.
Last time they did it, they went 97 yards.
Well, I know. I believe we're going to have good coverage here. And clock's running. I believe if we can hold them here without a first down, Mike, I believe we'll see the Trojans burn a timeout.
That's right. Of course, they got wide out at the top of your screen. They're going to do something. They're going to try to run it. And he is going to go down, and what a tackle, a textbook tackle by LaQuintez Reynolds.
The Trojans called the timeout as we all expected. 1 minute and 41 seconds left now. That'll bring up 3rd and long. Well, let's call it 3rd and 5 for the Dothan Tigers. So, Mike, a possession down for Dothan, and if they don't make it, punting deep in their own territory, the Trojans will have plenty of time and be in excellent field position. But we've got to make the play right here on 3rd and 5 from the Dothan 7-yard line.
A good crowd here for Dothan's homecoming tonight, and we'll be back in just a moment with more football from Rip Hughes Stadium. Back to play here at Rip Hughes Stadium. Dothan facing a 3rd and 5 from their own 7-yard line. They have to go to their own 12 for first down. He's going to throw. He is in trouble. He is going to be hit. He's intercepted, and he'll walk into the end zone for a touchdown. LaQuintez Reynolds, but the key was number 2. I think that was McLean that hit the quarterback as he threw the football.
Well, I saw the Trojans.
Either Darius McLean or Jackson, one or the other got him.
We'll try to find out, because that is, again, what made the play. Hit the quarterback. He was in the end zone, Mike, so he threw it out trying to avoid the safety and threw it right into LaQuintez Reynolds' breadbasket, and he walks in for what a huge touchdown right before half.
And, of course,
but the pressure got that interception.
Good snap, placed down and kicked up and good. So, with timeout on the field, the score, Charles Henderson of Troy, 28. The Dothan Tigers, 14. We have 1:34 left to play here in the first half.
All right, let's just put it on the Trojan team for a moment. I tell you, down 7-0, then down 14-7. Came back and tied it for the second time, 14-14, and then 2 touchdowns, one coming off a defensive play, which was the interception by Davenport to give the Trojans excellent field position in about the 48-yard line, but that from pressure on the quarterback. And then here we go again with the Trojans wisely calling the timeout to save clock, Mike, throwing out of their own end zone. Pressure from McLean, I believe, we'll double check that, led to the interception for the defensive touchdown to go up 28-14. But I'm telling you, with this offense, we're seeing the athletes out here with Dothan, this game a long, long way from over. The Trojans are going to have to keep the intensity, but I see a team that has really picked up the passion and the emotion wearing orange helmets over there right now.
Okay, preparing to kick off for the Trojans as we see a beautiful moon. It's not quite a full moon, but I would say the brim might still be on the bed.
Could be.
This is Dustin Smith, number 38, kicking off to the very dangerous Jermaine Thompson. This time, this is number 29, and he is turning on the speed, going to the 40, and finally knocked out on a jarring tackle by Jaro White. Whoa, what a hit. That's the 10th grader we were telling you about, ladies and gentlemen. And, buddy, he is a football player already. And like I said, remember that name, Jaro White, for Charles Henderson High School.
Well, I believe Trevelyan Thomas, number 9, was trying to get him out. He was headed out of bounds.
It was a great run back by number 29.
Yeah, Jaro White
James
unloaded on him, Mike. So a big hit. You saw the Trojan players and everybody on the sidelines erupt. Man, they're having a lot of fun right now, no doubt about it.
Brandon Howard goes over the football for the Dothan Tigers. Again, wide outs at the bottom of your screen and the top of your screen. 122. This one's fumbled, and things are starting to happen that are not so good for the Dothan Tigers. They've been a little bit clumsy, and they're starting to do a little bit about what Charles Henderson was doing in the first quarter, doing a little self-destructing.
Well, they may just want to let this clock wind on down. It's only a minute left to go into halftime. With things happening like this, they may not. But
loss of 10 yards on the play.
Have to be alert, because I'm telling you, their receivers and quarterback are dangerous.
Okay, going to give it to his running back, and he is going to be hit hard by the Trojans. Coming and getting it up off the bottom of your pile is none other than McClain. He's been all over the field.
He sure has.
Whoa, and he's only a junior, is that right?
I believe that's right.
Sophomore.
No, he's a sophomore.
Darius McClain. Right. Boy, 2 sophomores are really playing well here tonight in Jaro White and Darius McClain.
And Mike, the Trojans wanting more, call a timeout after 3rd down, so that's the 2nd timeout. I believe the Trojans have one more timeout, I believe, and I believe that's right. So the Trojans, if we hold here on 3rd and let's call it 20, no, excuse me, that's about 3rd and 16, can force a punt.
No question about it. And we'll be back to Rip Hughes Stadium in just a moment. Okay, back to play at Rip Hughes Stadium on a 3rd and long. They're going to give it to his running back on a misdirection play, but it did not fool Justin Cobb, nor did it fool the linebacker for the Trojans, Jackson. And the clock is moving. I believe the Trojans will just let it run out.
Well,
I believe Dothan's going to let it run out.
Yeah, evidently we don't have the 3rd timeout, or I believe we would call it right here and force a punt.
That ends the first half of play with the score. Charles Henderson of Troy 28, the Dothan Tigers 14, and a happy group of Trojans.
Put it on the fans over there, Trent, giving the Trojans a standing ovation as they leave the field. Good first half of high school football by both teams, playing hard. And we appreciate everybody that came down to support them. And we're going to get our cheerleaders before we take a break, Mike, because I believe they're going to come over here in a minute. And I promised them we'd get them right up close. And here they come right here. Trent, keep it on our great cheerleading squad. Katie Falmer, Jill Jennings, Rachel Brown, Hannah Spann, Marley Wilkes, Whitley Mullis, and Kelsey Miner, and coached by Michelle Armstrong and Sharon Rhodes. So they have a lot of cheering to do right now. But, Mike, before we take a break, a long way to go. Another second half.
About it. And I tell you what, you talk about a team that can explode on you.
They can strike quick.
They can strike and strike quick.
We always appreciate their support.
Justin Smith will kick off, and he kicks it right at the big guy. Number 2, this is Thompson. Thompson has got a hole. He is turning it outside. He is going to go down right at the 40-yard line, but an excellent return of 37 yards by the fine kick returner, Jermaine Mez Thompson, the senior.
All right, first 5 minutes, Mike, of the second half. How many times do you hear it? It's a cliche, but it's also a fact. First 5 minutes of the second half crucial in any football game, and so Dothan down by 14. Had some things happen in the second quarter. Negative to them, led to some Trojan points. The Trojan defense doesn't want to let Dothan get back in this game. So critical right here with this first opening possession.
Okay, the Tigers take over right at the 40-yard line. They're on 40 in motion, and they're going to give it to him. This is number 9, and he is hit on a nice shoulder tackle by the Trojans, number 33, and that was Demetrius Haynes, excuse me. And, of course, number 9 was Leardis Davis.
Well, you've got McLean.
For the Dothan Tigers.
Right now you've got Gerard White and Youngblood, Tony Youngblood at your ends, McLean and Ladarius McLean, who played a fine first half with Quintez Reynolds at linebackers, and across the front, Hartley, Salmon, and Justin Cobb.
Okay, a second down and a long 8. Count for Perry. Perry's going to throw. He's got him across the middle. Excellent throw. And he breaks clean again. And he is still on his feet. And he goes down at the 35 on a penalty play. Let's see if this will be tagged on to the run.
Well, had another broken tackle here as well as he spun out of the tackle. But a bullet pass from Perry. Excellent pass on the slant, face mask. That's incidental. That'll be 5 yards, not a personal foul. Jeremy Adair coming in, number 27. That time the Trojans tried to bring some pressure, Mike. The offensive line, you'll see it on the replay, cut most of our linemen with some low blocks, and which you can do. They just cut our feet and legs out from under us, and that time he opened up the lane for the pass.
Jonah Perry to his fine receiver, Jermaine Potter. And, of course, Potter's a big kid and is a big target. He's at the bottom of your screen. They start from the 31. They're on 31. He's going to run it. And he's going to go down as Daniel Hartley makes the tackle for the Trojans behind the line of scrimmage. In fact, they're going to mark it back all the way to the 35-yard line. I lost the 4 yards on the play.
Key to that play, though, Mike, a blitzing number 2, Darius McLean, came in, didn't get a hand on it, got a hand on him, couldn't make the tackle, but he made him change the play a little bit, tried to then have to pull it down and run with it, and Daniel Hartley was right there to just blast him and bring him down.
Jacob Williamson, the center, is shaken up, and he'll be replaced by Brandon Howard, the junior.
Big drive
number
here.
Number 78 in the interior line is Terrell Owens. And, of course, right next to him is number 55, and that is Paul John.
Myron Flowers Haynes in the secondary along with.
Going to throw. He's going to be pressured. He's going to be sandwiched. A great catch. A beautiful throw and catch. And that was Hutcherson. And what a throw by Jonah Perry, the quarterback. He had people coming in on him on both sides, and he had the poise to lay it in there to Hutcherson, and they have a first down. Dothan at the Trojan 16-yard line.
Well, that time we had 2 Trojan players in the secondary covering the deep route. That left the short route open, and he found it. Good play.
Linebackers are Brantley and McLean. He's going to throw again. He got a man wide open, and he hit and knocked down right at the 11-yard line. I think that's where they're going to spot it. A quick gain of 5 yards on the play. And, of course, Potter is really showing his stuff as a wide receiver tonight. Big, strong kid that can run.
Well, 2nd and 5.
And catch the football.
Also, again, in the secondary, you've got Haynes, 33. You got Myron Flowers, number 1, Davenport, number 4, and at the free safety, number 6, Nookie Barnes.
J.R. Wimes takes himself out of the game, and Coach Scribble just lightly slaps at him with his clipboard, and he took himself out of the game. And the Dothan Tigers have to call a timeout, and they do. Timeout. We'll be back to Riphew Stadium in just a moment. As looking at the Dothan Tigers, the left guard, of course, is number 63, Jazz Farmer, and the left tackle is number 58. And he's going to throw, he's going to sprint throw, and now he is going to fall, and I believe, let's see, they're going to say he had a man in the area.
Number 8
will
was
be
out
an
there.
incomplete pass. Good pressure that time by LaQuintez Reynolds. Well, excuse me. Number 3, Justin Cobb, and number 16, Ahmad Brantley, were putting the pressure on him.
Also, Mike, I'm trying to see. I believe that was Myron Flowers that also came up and had containment. And but no open receiver. That was the key to that. A good coverage by the secondary. Third and 4.
And a long 4. He's going to throw it in the end zone. Incomplete. He threw it over the head of an open receiver. Of course, that was James Hutchinson. And now let's see what the call's going to be.
I'm going to guess holding, I hope.
No, illegal receiver downfield, which I believe is a loss of down. Let me see here.
I believe you're right.
Of course, good defense by the Trojans, and I would think that Trojans might
loss of
decline.
down.
Right,
no,
okay.
It's loss of down. Coaches are signaling take the penalty, so there shouldn't be any confusion here. Let's take the penalty and back them up with a loss of down. That'll bring up 4th down. So, man, what a down in this game early in the second half.
Oh, yeah. This is a big play here because it's a 5-yard penalty and a loss of down. Did he go with 2 hands behind his head, but he didn't. It is not a loss of down. My bad.
Well, I thought it was too.
And you know what? The Trojans should have declined that penalty. It's been 4th down. But now it is 3rd and 10. 3-man Trojan front. Here comes Jarrell White. No, wait a minute. A long pass. He got him out there. Incomplete.
He was open.
A beautiful throw by Perry, and he had his receiver, number 17, and that was Michael Brown, open in the end zone, but he overthrew him.
Well, I tell you, Mike, I'm going to find out. Obviously,
is that 17
we were wrong.
or 10?
Where is that?
That's right, 17.
Good pressure by Justin Cobb that time. But, Mike, obviously we were wrong on the penalty. I thought it was loss of down. The Trojans would have the football right now.
They're going for it here on 4th down with the wind at his back. He's going to throw. He's got received. Intercepted by LaQuintez Reynolds, and his 2nd interception of the game. And the Trojans will take over on downs or after the interception on their own 9-yard line. So pretty good drive that time. In fact, an excellent drive that time by Dothan. Fails to get on the scoreboard, and the Trojans will take over on down.
Well, LaQuintez Reynolds just read the quarterback that time, I believe, Mike, and went out in the flat in the linebacker zone, and really wasn't a receiver there. Looked like Perry tried to get it in the end zone, but he was scrambling. Just couldn't get enough on the football to get it deep right into the hands of LaQuintez Reynolds. So the Trojans take over deep in their own territory at their 9. So we need a good drive. Get it out of here. No mistakes.
Okay, eye backfield behind Brent Poole. Sam Jones in the bottom screen. Inside handoff. Here comes Moultrie. Moultrie's got one guy to beat. He is going to go down at the 30-yard line. And, buddy, what speed from that little sophomore.
Oh, yeah.
Jonathan Moultrie.
He can do it, but, Mike, a great
block
call.
Up there.
And I don't know if that was a counter or just a straight hand. I believe it had a little misdirection to it.
Terrell Hill stayed with his block.
Yes, he did. I was going to point out Terrell Hill had a long, sustained block. Excellent block by the wide receiver, number 7. But you saw the speed, the explosive speed of Jonathan Moultrie right there.
Okay, Moultrie is the I-back. The fullback is Jackson. They're going to give it to Jackson. And look at him. Look how strong.
Well, the line is getting some good push, too.
He is hit, and right on top of him is that number 40. And what a football player. Harris Biggums Jr.
The offensive line trying to also get a surge. They picked up 3 yards. 2nd and 7 at the 34. Boy, I'd love to see a 91-yard drive right here.
Swindle and Pelton are the guards. Crow and Woods are the tackles. The tight end is Justin Cobb. He's going to run it again with Moultrie. He taps outside. He might go. Well, one guy, one man made the play. He got his first down, but number 3, Devin El Amin. If he doesn't make that tackle, Moultrie is on his way to a long touchdown run.
I tell you what, too, let's go back, look at the right side of the line. You've got Big Chris Wood, 78, and you've got, I believe that's Zay Pelton at guard. But, Mike, the Trojans that time had number 3 Justin Cobb at tight end on the right side, and they completely sealed off the right side. That was the key to that play.
Number 36 is in there for the Trojans at fullback, or number 35. Well, here he comes, and here comes Jackson. Foot race, and look at him go. Look at him go for a touchdown. 57 yards, and let me tell you, is he fast or not?
Well, we've been saying all year, wait for Terrance Jackson to break one into the secondary, and he will outrun the defensive backs. He's got that speed. We've always known it, and Mike, that time, he was dead even with the secondary, the safeties, and just left them in their tracks.
He is strong and he's fast.
But that was, I believe, didn't you say that was Taylor Snead at the fullback?
I was just wondering who number 35 was.
Yeah, we'll get him because they've been working him there, and we'll come back to that. Let's get this
now
point.
Back, kicks up, and he drills it through.
He kicked that good.
So the Trojans of Troy, after falling behind in this football game, now lead 35-14 over the Dothan Tigers, and what a display of running this Trojan team has displayed tonight.
Well, we've talked about it, an excellent mix of run-pass, but we've talked about this as well, and Coach Fountain talked about it on your show Wednesday night, Mike. The key so far that has helped this team, we all know about the passing. Poole has played excellent. Our receivers, block, catch, they're outstanding as a group. But we've been able to run the football this year with the combination of the backs of LaQuintez Reynolds, Terrance Jackson, and Jonathan Moultrie. Look what Moultrie did on that drive as well.
Right.
And then you go back to the growth and the production that the offensive line has done, coming together as a unit through the great coaching of Von Ewing and Coach Fountain, the offensive staff. And I'm telling you, a great game plan that Brad Rhodes and Coach Fountain and the offensive coach put together, but also Coach Tyrone Black, facing a spread offense for the first time this year, has really come in here with a super plan.
Okay, Justin Smith with the win in front of him. It will kick off to the very dangerous Jeremiah Thompson, and this time the low liner going to be taken up by one of the upbacks. And he is going, and he is moving across the 30 to about the 32-yard line. That was number 8, I believe, Brandon Martin, bringing it back for the Dothan Tigers.
See, Mike, who got up
at their own 32.
I'm looking for a headhunter on the kickoff team. That was 48 that was in there. Let's call his name out. Number 48.
Number 48 is Billy
Neal.
Billy Neal.
And 26 for the Trojans also.
And, of course, that is Marcus Grider.
Some young guys in there getting some action, going down and hitting people. Taylor Snead, they've been working him at fullback some, running scout, and they noticed that he was blocking so well, tough, hard. They decided, let's put him in there on offense and let him get a shot. He was in there on that play.
Front. 3-man front, and they're going after him. Incomplete. Good defense over there by Demetrius Haynes for the Trojans. Haynes is a junior, 5'9", 170. Beautiful Rip Hughes Stadium in Dothan. Boy, I tell you, I just think back of some of the great players that have played here. Tommy Wade, Curtis Hillman, just some great ones. Barry Cotney. Man, I mean, there were some great players down here that played for Dothan High School. Stedman Shealy. He's throwing long, and it is incomplete. Boy, I tell you, what an arm. Hey, this Jonah Perry can throw it, and let me tell you, number 1, Potter almost pulled that one in. He is an athlete.
Yes, he's a good receiver.
I tell you what, he can play at the next level with that kind of speed and strength.
Well, Savante Davenport, number 4, had him, though, covered all the way, Mike. They were both just playing the ball. Good coverage by number 4, Savante Davenport, dropping deep, not letting him get behind him. Let's see if the Trojans just continue to try to get some pressure, because that's been one of the keys to these turnovers. The interceptions has been having a player in Perry's face.
Adair is now one of the tackle. Here comes McLean, and he is going to break the tackle, and he's going to be hit and knocked down on a good open field tackle by Jarl White. Good pressure that time by Salmon, McLean, and Adair. for the Trojans.
Yeah, Jeremy Adair, number 27, coming in and making a good play, getting some pressure. But McLean is lining up. Coach Tyrone Black has got him coming in kind of off the gap, off the right tackle, Mike, and he's just rushing his way in there, really disrupting, wreaking havoc back there.
Okay, the wind's at the back, so that wind, if he gets up in the wind, it could carry that ball. The Trojans might be too close. Now he's going to throw it. Now he's going to try to run it. And he's got people out there, but the Trojans are out there too. And he is down, short of first down yardage. The Trojans will take over at the Dothan 40-yard line after that fake punt. And, of course, not a bad idea when you're trailing 35-14, but it was a pretty good ways he had to go.
Well, you're right. He had good distance to try to make it. The Trojans reacted well, came flying to the football, and that's what I say. After about midway through the first quarter, the Trojans really turned it up a notch, and they're really pursuing the ball well, aggressively headhunter-type football on the defense. Mike, we mentioned offensive coach. Just work in right now, if you don't mind. You got Tyrone Black, the defensive coordinator, another great game plan. Willie Collins, defensive line. Scott Gooseby, defensive end. Sylvester Atkins, defensive backs. What a super job.
Yeah. Logan East and number 79 are at the guards. Going to run it quickly with Jackson. There's Jackson. Look at him stumble for about 5 yards. Number 79, who's not listed on our program, of course, I know his name.
79 is Chase Daring.
Chase Daring. And, of course, Daring weighs about 320, 325. So does Woods. So we got two big guys are in there at the guard and the tackle, in Woods and Daring, both 300-pound plus.
36 back in there at fullback again.
Tight splits. They're going to run it this time again. He comes knifing through. Number 93 for Dothan, for Demetrius Borders, made a big play behind the line.
Loss of a yard, 3rd down 6.
Yeah, that's
Number
on the white jersey. We don't have it in our program, but that's Taylor Sneed.
Yeah, Taylor Sneed is now the fullback. And the Trojans, look at their splits, are really short splits. Now he's going to throw it. He's got him out there, but he overthrows him. He had Sam Jones wide open across the middle, and I thought he was going to go to him because Jar sort of quit his route, didn't he?
Well, we went deep, but we needed 7 yards, Mike, and Sam Jones ran I call it a dig route, kind of like a old curl route, we call it. He would have had the first down yardage, but Brent went ahead and went deep, and that's fine. We took a shot at a touchdown.
All right, here comes Savante Davenport into the game, and you're talking about a fine receiver.
It's fourth down now.
Yeah.
Trojans going for it.
Sam Jones at the tight end now. He's going to throw. He's got him out there. He's got him out there for a touchdown to Savante Davenport. What a throw by Brent Poole.
Right on
man,
him.
Oh, man. 35-yard touchdown pass, and Savante Davenport can do it all as the Trojans of Troy go up 41-14 with the extra point coming up.
Well, Mike, ball was on the 36-yard line of Dothan. Brent Poole, I think we'll have it in the replay. I know we will. Trent got it. He's wasn't going to miss that. Poole got decked, Mike.
Yes, sir.
Hit right in his face.
And he knew they were coming, too.
And he knew they were coming. He stayed. Let's get the extra point. Snap by Hartley.
Jones puts it down. Oh, he missed it badly. That was all the kicker that time.
Well,
he missed that one.
But Poole stayed in there, gutsy play by Poole, knowing he was going to get blasted, which he did, and he launched a beautiful pass and hit Savante Davenport right in the hands. He had beat the defensive back by about 2 steps, let's say, and got a big touchdown to run it to 41-14. I hate we miss the extra point. We always take pride in that, but I'll take a 41-14 lead right now after the way this game started. I'm
going to tell you this. Dothan High School's played some good football teams. Enterprise that played Opelika and has played Jeff Davis and Smith Station. But I'll tell you right now, I hadn't seen any of their quarterbacks, but they're not as good a quarterback as what they're seeing tonight in Brent Poole. Brent Poole, the senior, 6'2", 200-pound Pounder is an excellent high school quarterback, and I tell you,
no
I
doubt
tell you
about
what,
it.
I think he can play at the next level. He has poise, and he's tough, and he's relentless.
Well, and he's got the strong arm to go with it. And I tell you what I like, you've got Poole right there, that play, knowing he's fixing to get just decked.
That's
stayed in there and
showed gutty quarterback will do.
Showed some toughness right there.
All right, here's the kick. Hope he'll get all of this one, and he does, all the way down to the 10-yard line. Trojans coming hard, but they got a wedge. There he goes. One man to beat. Now, and Davenport is going to bring him down on a nice play at the 40-yard line. But I tell you, Brandon Martin's going to break one before this season's over, I promise you. He hit that hole like he's supposed to.
Yeah, they had a good wedge that time, Mike. 4 minutes, 46 seconds left, third quarter. Trojans up 41-14. Really, I mean, excited now, having fun playing this game of football.
Big crowd here
6A
at Rip Hughes Stadium. We'll get back to it in a minute. Oh, man, what a tough break for the Dothan Tigers as the center snaps it over his head. Of course, he's got a cast. The center is wearing a cast. How they expect him to be able to snap the ball?
Well, it's on his left hand, but that's
yeah. But you're supposed to snap it with both hands.
Well, he's probably one hand snapping on the shotgun.
You go up close, you see it.
All right, Youngblood really in there that time, Mike. The quarterback just had to fall on it.
Second, 25 yards. Arnay fumbles again, picked up by the Trojans.
Oh.
And they have it. And I tell you what, Justin Cobb has scored 2 or 3 times this year, and he was fixing to score again, but he slipped down.
No, he collided with his own player and got his feet knocked out from under him, Mike. Otherwise, because that was just a hustling bunch of Trojans trying to get the football and get in the end zone, and Cobb got knocked down. Otherwise, he had 6 right there. But the Trojans now.
Youngblood goes limping off the field, and we sure hope he'll be okay.
All right, Trojans up 41-14. You'll see the Trojans come out. I'm sure the first unit still will stay here and try to cash in one more time before we see a lot of substitution. But 41-14, up by 27 on the 10 of Dothan. And that's where, Mike, we talked about it, though, mistakes against a Trojan football team. We talked about it at half, Mike. This Charles Henderson Trojan football team is a fine football team.
No question about it.
Good football team.
I think the people at Dothan will say that, too, after watching this film. They have been excellent coming from behind. Of course, let me give you a little of the scoring summary. And, of course, we hadn't picked them up this second half, but, of course,
get to all the Trojan players over there.
It all started with 8:27 in the football game. After recovering a fumble, Leardis Davis scored on a 3-yard touchdown pass from Perry. Huff kick was good, and they led 7-0 with 8:27 remaining. Brent Poole ran 1 yard for a touchdown with 2:22 remaining in the first quarter. Smith's kick was good, and the score was tied 7-7. Potter from Jonah Perry, ladies and gentlemen, on a 97-yard touchdown pass. Perry threw it out of his own end zone. The kick was good. They led 14-7 with 2:02 remaining in the first quarter. And then an 80-yard Brent Poole run. Ladies and gentlemen,
overload here, Mike.
Tied it up.
Overload.
Unbalanced line, top of your screen, and there goes Moultrie.
Look at Chase Daring down there. Put it on Chase Daring, number 79, right there, Mike. Chase came in at and overloaded. Sam Jones was at the right tight end, number 18. Big Chase Daring was there at the tackle slot, had an overload, and you saw him driving all the way down at the goal line, blocking his man. Good effort there by Chase.
In fact, this is a big overload. This is a overload with just one player, and that is Crow at the guard position. So it's an unbalanced line to the top of your screen. Now they run back to the weak side, and he goes nowhere. So that time the Dothan Tigers didn't overload with him, and they were there waiting for him.
No gain on the play.
Good defense that time by the Tigers. Weren't fooled and by their overload situation. All right, third down. And this is goal to go, so no first down available. Trojans have to either get it in the end zone or may try, if they can't get it, settle for a field goal. Let's see what happens right here, though, with 3rd and 8 to get the touchdown.
Taking a long time to get the, of course, the play clock is down to 7. The Trojans might have to call timeout here or get a 5-yard penalty. They will have to call timeout. No, they get it off. Going to throw. He got him open. Incomplete, and that was not a very well-designed play that time. And let's see if they kick a field goal here.
Well, that just didn't develop there, and I think we will see the field goal unit come in.
He'll be kicking against a pretty strong wind, too.
Well, we may need a game-winning type kick. Dustin Smith kicked a big one against Valley last week. We want to, keep practicing that. This is an opportunity to do that in a game situation. So let's see if we can get a good snap, good hold, and get a kick, and let's block up front.
Okay, step back. Smith will kick, and he drills it. He drills it from 25 yards out, and the Trojans now lead 44-14. We'll be back to Rip Hughes Stadium in Dothan and just back to Rip Hughes Stadium in Dothan, Alabama, where Charles Henderson just recovered a fumble and now kicks a 25-yard field goal to go up 44-14 as Justin Smith prepares to kick it off to the Dothan Tigers. And right now the Trojans can do no wrong.
Well, they're getting some breaks, making some breaks too. But, Mike, a good opportunity to work on our kickoff coverage right here. We're going to need it throughout the rest of the season.
All right, here's the kick, and it's going right where he wanted it to go, but it's to a pretty good football player there. Trojans down in a hurry, and they're going to get him, I believe. They do, on a nice tackle by Trey Thomas at the 13-yard line. And Alan Jones, anytime you can stop a kick return inside your 20, you're doing a pretty good job.
That's right. Billy Neal, 48 down there.
But an excellent kick that time, didn't you think?
That's right. I like that angle kick. Dustin Smith gets it up high, gives your coverage team time to get down there.
Of course, he drilled that 25-yard field goal, and, of course, the Trojans looking pretty good right now.
I tell you, Daniel Hartley's been doing a great job snapping on the extra points field goals, Mike. Sam Jones excellent at the hold, and Dustin Smith is usually going to boom it through.
New quarterback in the game for Dothan. We'll get his number in a moment. Number 18, and he's going to keep it, and bingo, runs into Jar White, I believe, about the 15-yard line. Pretty good running by the quarterback, Jay LeGrand. LeGrand is only a 10th grader, so it'll be a good opportunity for him tonight to show his stuff.
And to get my roster here, I know Stokolian Brown, number 90 in the game, along with number 26 for the Trojans, Marcus Grider.
Trojans are in a 3-man front. I reckon that's what you have to play in this when they get in this spread offense. That's a good play. Good catch that time by number 2, and a good hit by Terrell Hill. And number 9, Trey Thomas. Yeah. I thought Hill put his head in there pretty good.
He did. Terrell Hill playing some secondary right now. Came up, made a good stop along, like I say, with Trey.
You look at a guy like Hill. What if he had come out for football sooner? Because he has got the makings of a fine college player.
Ahmad Brantley in the linebacker position now.
Okay, LeGrand will throw it. He's going to throw that screen. A pretty good play call that time. They're going to get their first down. Fumble. Trojans pick it up. Here comes. This is Savante Davenport. The Trojans have it again. Trojans have it again. Tough break for the Tigers. And Savante Davenport. What does he do? You reckon he's going to hand out water across the way over there too tonight?
He just might do it, Mike.
Is he the water boy?
I tell you what, he's a player. He's a player. It's one of those, you hear about it. There's a player that's always around the football, and Savante is always around the ball and makes the plays to help his football team.
That was an excellent call by Coach Scribble and his staff that time, Jim Scribble. And, of course, this Dothan team, I said this same thing about Northview a few years ago. They're going to get better, and they're going to be good, I promise you.
Ladarius Sanchez in at a wideout along with Sam Jones and Terrell Hill.
And, of course,
Moultrie.
They're going to give to Moultrie this time. There he goes. And look how strong this kid is. Only 145 pounds, and he's carrying people inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line.
He is. You know what? Let's talk about number 24, Jonathan Moultrie. How he fits in with that group of running backs of Reynolds and Jackson. Mike, he runs. We talk about with authority, but he's got great vision, and then that explosive speed. Now we see Corey Dennis coming in. I believe that's Poole's
and ladies
going to be it for the night for Brent Poole. What a great game for number 14.
Number 13, Corey Dennis, is just a 9th grader. He hands to Moultrie, and Moultrie is close to the first down. Good blocking again by the Trojan front. Well, Josh Crow does his hard work every game.
Number 72, Logan East, blocking hard up front, along with Chase Daring and others. Mike,
this will end the third quarter.
I think we'll see some players come in and get the starters out. They've a well-earned rest because we want everybody healthy for a game we'll talk about later after this one. We'll wait till this one's over.
Okay. At the end of the third quarter, it's Charles Henderson of Troy, 44. The Dothan Tigers, 14. We'll be back to Rip Hughes Stadium. Rip Hughes Stadium, and a lot of youngsters now. Of course, the Jacobian Upshaw is in at the center position. Of course, Corey Dennis, the 9th grader, takes the snap from center, gives to Moultrie. Moultrie got his first down, I believe. He dove for it. I don't know. I don't know about the spot, though. Let's see here.
Where they spotted it, he's about a half a yard short, I believe, Mike.
What a pretty good effort. And of course, let's see what they do here. Of course, it's good to see Corey Dennis get some work on the varsity. And, of course, as I said, only a 9th grader. He's a 9th grade quarterback. How'd they do the other night? Do you know?
They won.
They played against
they
Northview,
won
didn't they?
They
played
won.
Northview?
Yeah.
They won. Okay,
here we go.
Let's see what they do here. And this is Dennis. He got his first down. Look at him. Boy, I tell you, this guy's not an ordinary 9th grader, I tell you. Of course, his dad coached at Auburn, coached at Georgia, played at Georgia under Irk Russell. And of course, he's now the athletic director at Troy. And, of course, Corey moved here a few years ago from Auburn. And let me tell you, he's going to be the real thing, I really believe, by the time he as early as next year. I mean, he's going to be a fine player.
Let's look up front, Mike. Again, Chase Daring getting some good blocks up there, along with Upshaw, 54, Daring, 79, Crow is 75, Justin Cobb at tight end, Logan East. I'm going to watch Logan right here at right guard, 72.
Here comes Moultrie. Moultrie trying to turn the corner. It's a foot race. And he's finally knocked down on a very good play. Number 23 for Dothan, and that is McKinley Greer, the linebacker, finally lassoed him right at the 4-yard line, or call it the 3-yard line. Good running that time by the young sophomore, Jonathan Moultrie.
Good lead block by 16, Ahmad Brantley. Now we see Sneed coming in at fullback, short yardage, 2nd and 2, Mike.
Okay, let's see what they do. Of course, Sanchez at the bottom of your screen, split very wide. Inside handoff. This is Moultrie again, and he's going down. Greer again making a fine play.
Well,
Greer's only a 10th grader, and a fine one.
Little bobble of the snap that time.
This one, he might,
threw our timing
might
off.
Be a little hurt here. Let's see.
We need him. Let's hope not.
And, of course, he's getting up very slowly.
3rd and 2.
In fact, I think he wants out. If the coach will take him out, but they're not taking him out. There's no question in my mind Moultrie wants out. There he goes down there. And he's probably hurt, and he probably should go out.
They may, I tell you, as hard as he's run, Mike, this year, they may want him to just get a touchdown. You know what I mean? Reward him with a score. Let's see what happens, though, because we need him, no doubt. Jonathan Moultrie is a big part of this football team. But you've got, still up front, you've got Chris Woods, along with Logan East, Upshaw, Crow, and Chase Daring, and
here
Cobb
comes
at tight end.
Brantley in to play fullback as a blocking back also. 3rd down 2. Trojans have the football on the Dothan 3-yard line. Corey Dennis is the quarterback. Now we got in motion Cobb. He's going to pitch it out to, and he's going to try to go to the coffin corner. Now he's going to go down, and we've got the field goal team probably fixing to come back on the field for the Trojans.
Well, a flag down.
Let's see what that flag is. Let's see. They're pointing toward, well, now they're pointing toward Charles Henderson, I believe. Let's see.
Yeah, I think we'll just go on and
motion penalty against the Trojans, and I'm sure Dothan will decline it.
Illegal shift against the Trojans.
And the field goal team probably will come on the field.
Well, again, you can never get enough work in a
You're
game
exactly
situation.
Right.
Big games can come down to a field
Exactly
goal.
right.
So
Here comes the field goal team.
Again, points are not the issue right here. The Trojans 44-14 with 10 minutes in the game. This is just called practice, working on it in a game situation. So you'll be ready. This unit right here will be ready when it really counts.
Well, Sam Jones will hold.
Daniel Hartley will
snap it back. Dustin Smith will kick it. Now back, placed down, the kick's up. It is a beauty, right through the uprights. So, with 9:32 remaining, Charles Henderson goes up 47-14. And we'll be back with more from Rip Hughes Stadium in just a moment. Back to play here at Rip Hughes Stadium in Dothan. Mike Amos along with Trent Freeman, ladies and gentlemen. And, of course, also my partner, Alan Jones, bringing you a great football game from Dothan tonight if you're a Trojan fan. This one taken by their fine returner. And he is running for a seam, and he got it. He got a seam. Somebody better get him, and they finally do.
Terrance does.
Terrance Jackson finally got him at the 42. And I tell you, Jermaz Thompson is the real thing running back kicks. I tell you, I've seen a lot of good athletes on this field that wear red and black tonight.
All right, let's see, Mike. Let's get our rosters out now. Number 30 in for the Trojans in the secondary, Adam Blair. 48, we mentioned Billy Neal. 17.
Number 10,
Quavius Bryant.
Zach Wilson at the top of your screen. They're going to throw. He's got a good arm. Throws a beautiful pass as he steps out of bounds at the 49-yard line. I tell you, that was a fine throw by Jay LeGrand.
Number 20, Justin Davis. 26, Marcus Grider. Number 10, you mentioned Zach. Let's look at who's up front. Number 90, Stokolian Brown. Big youngster there. Ahmad Brantley still in at linebacker, directing the team right there.
Here he goes. He is going down to run it. He got pretty good speed, too. And he got his first down right inside the Trojan territory to about the 47-yard line.
53.
Mark it at 48.
53, Justin Blair.
Of course, you mentioned number 48, Billy Neal, and of course he played a lot tonight.
Let's see, on that defensive end on the far side, 23, Alex Carlisle. I believe that number's right.
Well, now they're going to measure the play. I tell you, it looks like it's a first down from here by a foot. I think he's got the first down by more than a foot. Let's see. I could be wrong, though. Yeah, he does. By a foot. You know, let me tell you, they know how to draw a straight line in Dothan, Alabama. All you got to do is look at it. It's a beautiful field here.
Alex Carlisle at your left defensive end. Brown at your right end.
LeGrand gotten Potter, or throwing to Potter, incomplete.
Well, Mike, I'm going to sit down with you. I think we can relax a little bit. 47-14.
This is
good performance against a 6A team down here in Dothan. You know, this out of the Trojans' first 5 games, they're 5-0, Mike. 4 have been on the road.
Yeah.
And so we've got, I believe, 4 out of the next 5 at Movie Gallery Stadium. And, of course, a big one next week, which we'll look ahead a little bit later.
Okay, 2nd down and 10. LeGrand going to keep himself, and he's got room. He's got room to the 40, and he's going to go down inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line of the Trojans. LaQuavius Bryant made the tackle for the Trojans. He's a pretty impressive young quarterback.
All right, Mike, also 37, Aaron Johnson. I remember against Wilcox when we had a lot of the young guys play. He came in and made some fine tackles. 37, Aaron Johnson, a sophomore.
Trojans blitzing, and they're going to get, no, they don't get him, and he breaks up the middle for a big gain. 37 for Charles Henderson. Finally gets the shoulder to him, and that was Aaron Johnson. What looked like a loss turns out to be a 4-yard gain.
Mike, you mentioned number 20, Justin Davis. Talked about him earlier. A freshman. He is already a good-looking football player, I'm telling you.
No question about it, and he can run, too. LeGrand is going to leave it with his running back, and there he goes. First down to the 25-yard line. Making the tackle again with number 26 for the Trojans. That was Marcus Grider.
62 in for the Trojans. Just got initiated a little bit with a 6A team, but he hung in there tough. Number 62, Justin Talbert.
And number 90, if you can pronounce his name.
Decolian Brown.
Decolian Brown. He's at the end to position it. And a fine play that time, catching him from behind. And that was 26 again. Grider, Marcus Grider, 6 foot, 170-pound sophomore. Rushing into the game for the Trojans, number 29, and that is LaQuinton Brantley, 5'9", 160, a sophomore.
Mike, those guys you see out there right now, most of them are sophomores and
you know what
freshmen.
we used to call, what they used to call us, and we used to call them Scribinis.
Well,
the Scribinis in there now.
They work hard at practice.
They sure do.
They deserve this playing
And you know
time.
what? They'll have their day in court too. Of course, Alan Jones, my partner, is one of the top attorneys in Pike County, and of course is played football at Charles Henderson High School as I did, and take a lot of pride in it. You know, I'm 60 years old, and I still bleed orange and blue, the orange and blue of the Trojans of Troy.
No doubt about it. I tell you, nothing better than a Friday night fall where you got high school football. And again, Mike, we talked about it. I just compliment again. I salute and I congratulate every young man out there on both teams who's willing to pay the price, play this great game of football. So I compliment the Dothan Tiger players and the Trojans, of course. I'm telling you, they've really come in here. Both teams have played hard. Trojans just had a lot of breaks tonight, made a lot of breaks, but they played hard, and that's what led to those breaks when they really kind of took over the game.
Well, I tell you, and of course, when we first got here, hey, we didn't know what was fixing to happen. As Dothan scored quickly after a Trojan fumble, and then, of course, ran through a pass play for 97 yards. They led in the game. That time, number 55 for the Dothan Tigers. He jumped that time. Paul John, the junior tackle. Of course, the other guys on the line of scrimmage have been in the trenches all night. Number 58 is J.R. Weems has played well tonight for the Tigers.
All right, let's see.
And also number 63, and that is Jazz Farmer.
Coming in for the Trojans up front, right in the middle at nose. 40, we'll get it, I believe it's 49. Let's wait, I'll get his number.
Okay, LeGrand on a 2nd down and 15. He's going to throw, he's going to spread out, running himself. Look at that speed. And he goes inside the 25. Yes, sir. Looked like number 10 was there for the Trojans.
Oh, Zach.
That was Zach Wilson. Only 5'6", only 110 pounds. You talking about guts.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I bet you 25 of those pounds is his heart.
Pound for pound, he's as tough as they come. That was number 49.
Go ahead close on him, if
That
you
was
will,
49 for the Trojans, Ryan Davenport, a sophomore.
And he's all heart.
Now 74, Jonathan Hubbard, a freshman.
All right, you got Hutcherson. They're going to throw back. They got him out there, and a fine tackle.
Yes, sir.
an open field tackle by LaQuavius Bryant, 5'7", 120, a freshman. And surely they're going to get some meat on their bones. But, you know, LaQuavius, I worked, we televised one of the junior varsity games the other night, and I thought he was one of the hardest working players on the field.
All right, Mike, 45, who played a super game when he came in against Wilcox, where we played almost an entire second half with a lot of the young guys. Douglas Curtis.
Oh, yeah, he's going to be a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
He's got some size, good player, tough,
only
rugged.
a freshman.
He's there. This bunch, I'm telling you, the ninth graders, sophomores, they're tough, and I really enjoy watching them play.
And I tell you what, this is great.
Take a time.
You talking about it?
Go ahead, Mike.
You talking about a good bus ride home when everybody gets to participate. Everybody on that bus will be hollering on the way home. Boy, it's a great sound.
That's right. Get them all again, Trent. Let's show the Trojan players who came down here, traveled to Dothan again. We appreciate the Booster Club of Charles Henderson High School for providing the chartered buses on this trip. What a great Booster Club we have. Dan Smith's the president. We can't say enough about what the Booster Club does. Again, this program next week, let's have a full house. We'll talk about it more, but by program, all of the money from the program purchase goes to the Booster Club.
Okay, one bag split at the top of your screen, 3 at the bottom, and LeGrand's going to throw a one-on-one. He's got him out there. It is complete for a touchdown. A great defensive effort, believe you me, from Zach Wilson. But the old tip drill, Wilson tipped it up, and Hutcherson, the fine receiver, brings it down for the Dothan Tigers.
Well, the ball, good coverage. Zach Wilson was right on him, read it just like Coach Sylvester Atkins teaches him and coaches him to do. The ball just popped straight up in the air, and Zach had fallen on the ground after that great effort. So an alert receiver kept his eyes on the football, Mike, and that was a good play by the receiver to keep his eyes on it.
Okay, number 13, Huff, will try to kick it through, and he does. So, with timeout on the field, Charles Henderson 47, Dothan Tigers 21. We'll be back to Rip Hughes Stadium in just a moment. To Rip Hughes Stadium in Dothan, where Dothan is just stuck it in the end zone on a beautiful pass from LeGrand to Hutcherson. And a great effort, believe it or not, by Zach Wilson.
Oh, yeah,
the Trojan defender. He was right there. And, of course, we told you he only weighs 110 pounds.
Let's see if they onside or just, no, they kick it.
And this is going to go to one of the upbacks, and this is Moultrie. There he goes outside. It's a foot race. And I tell you, finally knocked out of bounds by number 13, Huff, the kicker. But a good return for the Trojans as Corey Dennis brings his team onto the field with 4:47 left to play in the game.
Mike, a tip of the hat, too, to 24, Jonathan Moultrie. Boy, he's had a game in so many different ways, and just showing his burst of speed and his desire when running the football. Okay, number 19 in for the Trojans at a wide receiver, Shaquille Harris.
And number 15 is also in, Allen, and that is Roderick Toney. Corey Dennis in the shotgun. Good snap. He hands it to his running back. He had a little room. He goes. It's a foot race.
Gaucher.
Gaucher goes all the way inside the 25-yard line to the 22. Willie Gaucher. Is that Willie's brother?
Gregory Gaucher.
Gregory Gaucher.
All right, Mike, up front. Number 50.
Flags everywhere. Let's see what this is.
That's going to be an unsportsmanlike, I think.
They might have had too many men on the field, too. Well, let's see.
Well, let's see. One, maybe so. But in any event, I'm going to try to get some numbers here.
8, 10, 12.
81. And I missed him. I've been glad to get him, Mike. He made a big block up at Wilcox on a touchdown that Corey Dennis scored. Number 81, Xavier Nantambu. I love number 81, Xavier Nantambu.
Yeah. Greg Kellison in the game,
who's
too.
just a sophomore. We mentioned 56.
Stephen Baxter's in there.
Baxter.
34, of course, Gaucher is he's a talent. I tell you.
Oh, yeah, he ran the ball some last year. 76.
Just a sophomore.
You mentioned Gregory Tellis. All right.
Okay, I'm sure the Trojans will decline it.
We'll spread out. We can get some more numbers here. You got 15. Let's see. Who's at center? 61 at left guard.
68 is at center. And that's Parker Smith. He's going to be a good one, too.
Okay.
Parker Smith, and, of course, you Dothan people might remember Parker Smith. He was raised down here around the Dothan area. His dad teaches out at the junior college here. And here comes old Gaucher again, and they're going to knock him down right at the 20. He gains, about a yard on the play. But Parker Smith, of course, his mom, Dr. Edith Smith, heads up the School of Kinesiology at Troy University. And they are neighbors of mine. He's 6 foot, 185 pounds, only a sophomore. But I tell you, he'll be a good one. After he hits this weight program a couple of more years, and he's going to be a good one.
I know somewhere in that line we're going to see Big John Jefferson and Big Lawrence McLean, 2 former players of mine when they were youngsters. Love seeing them get out here and play.
That's right. Justin Talbot is also in there, number 62. This is Corey Dennis. Dennis fighting his way for a couple yards.
Stephen Baxter just, when he watches this film, he blew off the ball. But again, you talk about initiation to the 6A team. But that's a way to fight and be tough in there. Stephen Baxter, number 56. Just a freshman, just a 9th grader.
Of course, number 41 is also in the game. And ladies and gentlemen, you Dothan folks, this is what it's all about right here, is recognizing these young people that play the game of football. River Wilkerson is in the game now.
41 just went out, River Wilkerson.
Yeah. Of course, these kids work all year long in this game of football. Okay, they're going to get us for too much time, I believe. So the Trojans will walk back 5 yards. Of course, and same way for you folks in Dothan. You see one of these kids walking down the street or in Sunday school or in your neighborhood, hey, stop by and say, hey, I am glad you play football. And, of course, each one of these young men will be rewarded one day for playing football. When they get in life, it's going to help them be a stronger citizen. All right, here he goes. He's going to keep it himself. He's got blockers. This is Corey Dennis, and he's going to be game tackle. Bless his heart. Whoa, man, that 10 or 12 black helmets on him over there, but Corey gained some yardage. Bless his heart. Welcome to high school football, Corey Dennis.
Well, we're going to have another.
They're going, and this is a good effort right here. Let's see if he can kick it from. Right, he's got a wind at his back.
What will it be, Mike? Spotted at the 20.
Be a 40-yard field goal.
All right.
And now they're going to spot it. Yeah, let's call it a 40-yard field goal.
This time, Corey Dennis will hold. Let's see. I'm assuming Hartley will keep the snap. We'll look and see in a minute.
Yeah. Dustin
40-yarder
will kick it. Well, it's blocked, picked up, and finally wrestled down. It wasn't easy. Number 33, I believe, picked that ball up and ran it back. He's a pretty strong kid himself.
Well, that's two. The
name is Jeremy Covington.
Well, we've had, and this is what Coach Fountain, who they work on special teams about every day, Mike. We've had 2 kicks that didn't get through the uprights tonight, so I know next week we'll work on that, getting ready for next Friday night's big game.
No question about it.
All right, 29. Let's see if we. 29, LaQuinton Brantley.
Of course, LeGrand is the quarterback, and I tell you, you can tell right now he's going to throw the pass right now to his speedster there.
I'm going to tell you, number 12, Mike, came up and, I mean, put his head in there. Kayan Dixon, a sophomore, read it and came in. He stuck his helmet in there. Look at number 12 right there. Put it zoom in on that bunch. Just kind of get them all right there real quick. They're about ready to run another play, though, Trent.
1:43 left, and Dothan trying to get on the board. They were in motion terribly then, and they finally call it. And, of course, they never got set, and the referee dropped the flag on it.
All right, let's see. 62. Justin Talbot, mentioned him. We got 65. Devin Bennett, another freshman, Mike. And, this is what we talked about. These freshmen are the ones, you got a big freshman class, but some opt to just do freshman football. Others opt to go on and be a part of the varsity, and they get to do everything. They went to Marion. They went through the whole tough part, everything. and they're out here right now getting to play against a 6A football team. You know they're excited.
No question about it. No question about it. And like I said, it'd be a joyous ride home as the Trojans lead 47-21 with 1:34 remaining. See what LeGrand does. I tell you, I like this kid. He's going to be a good one. He is going to be a real good one. Throwing a little bit long for the receiver, number 9, Leardis Davis. I tell you, we have awards, ladies and gentlemen, you folks from Dothan, at each game, and we award the outstanding special teams player, the in the trenches player, on both sides of the ball, the best offensive player, best defensive player, the headhunter award. Tonight, I'd like to mention a few of these Dothan players that I was very impressed with. One of them is Jermaine Potter, number 1,
absolutely,
who was the outstanding wide receiver who went 97 yards. That might be a Dothan record. Here he goes. He throws right now to number 9, and the Trojans are waiting for him. Good play that time by number 62 for the Trojans.
And 17.
And that was Justin Talbot along with number 17, and I love this kid, LaQuavius Bryant. LaQuavius, you put some meat on your bones, son, you're going to be quite a player. But I was also very impressed with number 2 for the Trojans, Jermaine Thompson, of course, an excellent receiver and runner, very fast kid. Number 8, Brandon Martin, boy, he can run back kicks, and he can. He's been outstanding in the whole ball game. Jonah Perry, strong arm quarterback, and of course he did some outstanding things tonight. Of course, I could mention a lot of them, but number 40,
excuse me, Mike.
Harris Bigums, that linebacker, was excellent
since
tonight.
We're doing coverage for Dothan too, glad to do it. Show their huddle down here, Trent, and thank you, and pan their sidelines one more time. Those guys, just like ours, get out there, work, sacrifice, represent their school. Certainly a big salute to them as well, and we wish them well throughout the rest of the season.
And
but
of course,
I tell you, it's been a Trojan night.
The linebackers I thought played well for Dothan tonight. Greer, Bigums, and Jones all played excellent football. And of course, Hutcherson, number 81, was outstanding tonight.
4th and 9. Just a little over a minute left.
Okay, this is a possession down. Let's see what they do. They're going to leave it to their running back, and he's got speed, and he is going to get his first down inside the 40-yard line of the Trojans to about the 35. And that was Thompson, their quick running back.
Good tackle, Mike.
I tell you, I know Coach Scribble would love to know that Thompson was an underclassman, but he is a senior.
Marcus Grider in there as well as number 20.
He's going to throw off the hands, almost intercepted by Davis.
Yeah.
And wouldn't it have been great to see him intercept that ball and get in a foot race with somebody? He can really run.
Well, 20 Justin Davis was also in on that tackle a moment ago. Good play that time. He read that well.
I like this quarterback, LeGrier. He is going to be something. Remember that name. Remember the name of Jay LeGrand. Only a sophomore. He throws complete, and they miss a tackle. He's going to, and he goes all the way to about the 7 or 8 yard line. The clock is running now. We'll stop to move the chains. So Dothan had a chance to get on the board one more time.
Quickly, 73, Devin Baker, freshman in there, up front. There's primarily freshmen and 10th graders in there. Let's see if we can hold them out.
Okay.
I'm glad the coaches
clock
are letting
is
them in
moving,
there.
and now they stop the clock. Evidently, Dothan is out of timeout.
70, I see 70. We don't have a 70. Let's see.
They're bringing in a bunch, another crew in here. 37's in the game. That is Aaron Johnson. 31 seconds remaining. LeGrand back to pass, throws. It is incomplete. Trying to hit number 39 out here on the corner here. And that was Alec Gusman.
I tell you, Mike, number 90, go in on 90 real quick, Trent. You see him, he's on the right defensive end here. Stokolian Brown, a 10th grader. He's a fine-looking football player already.
Okay,
right,
27 seconds left. LeGrand throws, intercepted. It's a foot race here. This is a big guy carrying it for the Trojans. And that is number 45, Curtis. Douglas Curtis, the freshman, intercepts it. And the Trojans hold them. And I know he'll remember that for a long time.
He'll remember that the rest of his life. And
Sure
we mentioned
will.
Curtis, and all these players had gotten a lot of downs. Had already gotten some experience in Wilcox. So once again, due to the Trojan team coming in here and playing very well and getting a big lead, all these guys got a lot of downs. So Michael getting a lot of valuable experience for the entire football team. I believe everybody wearing that orange helmet has gotten some action in there again tonight. We see 76.
Yeah. You know, Corey Dennis is fixing to run the most popular play of any quarterback anywhere, and that's take a knee. As Gaucher is in the back, Corey Dennis will snap it and take a knee, and that should do it from Rip Hughes Stadium. And the Trojans of Troy and orange and white will go home with another big victory, 47-21 over the Dothan Tigers. Trojans now go 5-0 on the season and get ready for a huge game next week with the Eufaula Tigers. Eufaula comes to Movie Gallery Veterans Stadium next Friday night to go against the Trojans of Troy in a huge area game.
Well, Mike, as we see both teams shaking hands, class program down here with Dothan. I heard coming down on the Coaches Connection show on WTBF, they're talking about Coach Seibel had been in coaching for 47 years. Did you know that, Mike?
No.
And, man, I'm telling you that, but you got a class program here. And like I say, we wish Dothan well, but I'm looking at our guys in orange there. When they had to get it together, they got it going. Senior leadership is what I have said really, I think, separates this team from a lot of the others. Cohesiveness, closeness, unity. You could see it. Nobody panicked. They stayed with their plan, executed their plan, got it going. And I tip my hat to the senior class and, of course, every player out there. But a great job by the coaches tonight, led by Coach Hugh Fountain and his staff on getting win number 5, undefeated so far. And as you mentioned, Mike, a big game Friday, 1 week from tonight in Movie Gallery Stadium. We want people watching this replay. Listen, the city of Troy, please come out, fill up our side of that stadium, because we've got the Eufaula Tigers coming in. But I'm going to tell you right now, you look at this Trojan football team, we'll see them in a huddle in a minute. They're not intimidated by anybody. Eufaula is another game for them, standing in their way of a region championship. It's one more game to play. It's the next game, so it's the most important game. And that's how I believe they really are focusing on one game at a time, as you've heard Coach Fountain say. And I believe that's coming from a lot of these players through the senior class, showing the leadership, doing what they have to do to get ready next week. So, but this team is deserving of the entire support of everybody in Troy. They will make you proud. They play the game the way it's supposed to be played, Mike. They play it with class and character. You're talking about a bunch of fine young men who really do care about each other. I mean that sincerely.